My favorite part of this pod is when we do things on our phone.
Or
Did you listen to the last episode where we took the quiz?
Yes, or when we so many inside jokes that we don't even bother to finish the sentences, but we know what we're talking about, but don't feel like explain it. Do they?
These people have watched every single thing we've made for like 6 years.
Or when we repeat 4 stories in a row and have no recollection of it.
It's not just the story repeating. It's telling it like, I can't believe I've never told you this.
Yeah, like, or no, you set it up like, I've never told anybody this before.
And it's also crazy from a perspective of like, oh, what episode was that in? And then we have to go sift through
because
160
nowadays
episodes.
with all the times that we repeat stories ad nauseum, I mean, sometimes we'll repeat a story 3-4 times.
And no one stops us.
And because we don't know it.
We don't know.
The thing that I love though is and you hit the same beats and the same jokes.
Well, that's a good sign. Maybe a good and bad news. Good is you're on the right track comedic wise, but you also have dementia. Yeah.
Well, also it's clear that we not only repeat stories,
we don't listen to each other.
Because like, have I ever told you this? No.
Like both of you are just, it's the first time you ever heard it.
Goldfish brain. Goldfish brain.
Hi, would you like to open a store credit card and get you 10% off your purchase today? I'm Trixie Mattel.
And I'm just a little girl with big dreams of poisoning middle America.
And welcome. Oh, sorry. God damn it. I thought you were going to go no name today.
Oh.
I'm just...
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with having a nice, refreshing drink after a long day at work. Katya. Sorry.
No, I
stepped on me.
I stepped on me. I did.
Go ahead and give the big girls some shots. They're good and juicy.
And welcome. I'm so sorry.
That's never happened. I would like to talk about.
I want to know what was in the safety deposit box.
I'm still dying. We haven't called because it's on the East Coast. I always forget to call. It's a whole big
What
thing.
safety deposit box?
I went back to Boston and had a safety deposit box.
I'm dead serious.
Oh, this is getting creepy. Mary, we really do forget what we talk about.
I'm dead serious. I don't know what you're talking about.
We have to do some brain acuity. Yeah, because it's 2 things are possible and they're both bad. 2, Alzheimer's. 1, we hate each other.
No. What if this is just like things happen for people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime? And maybe we were meant to be friends because we don't have that many good stories and we don't remember. So we're just
it's always good for me and you.
Did you ever think that every story of our lives has already been told on this show?
Every single one.
No matter what it is at this point, I'm like, have I talked about that?
Nothing new.
When we're packing outfits for this, I'm at the point where I'm like, have I worn that?
Yeah, I know.
My boyfriend, I think we were on the show and I was talking about wanting to have sex and drag for the first time. We're watching the show and I'm on the screen going like, this is my year to have sex and drag, and I just feel him go. Also, my boyfriend goes the other day, so I was watching one of your shows and apparently your resolution this year is to have sex with someone in drag. And I was like, yeah, don't worry about it.
Baby, don't you worry about that.
How was the date? The date was fine. We went to the Roger Room in Los Angeles. The table behind him, this guy, they make out, and I turn to him, I say, you like to make out with me? He said, okay. Okay, this is a designer cocktail at the time. And I was like, the people behind you are like kissing. And he was like, maybe we should kiss. And I was like, no, maybe not. And so I went to his side of the booth, sat on his side of the booth with him, which if you're a bottom, that's like going to second base. My God. Waiting on David's first date. We were at the Roger Room in Los Angeles. So there's this couple over there, and it looks like they moved to the same side of the booth and they're making out. And I remember he was like, well, what are you waiting for? And it was like...
So you went and made out with them?
I moved to the other side of the booth and made out with him. Yes, I had my hand on his pants at a public place. Yeah. We were on FaceTime the other day and I said, I really miss you. I said, show me your dick. And he said, ew, gross, and hung up. The other day I was on the phone with David and I said, show me your dick. And he said, ew, gross, and hung up.
Love.
So mean.
Tell him about Bruce Willis.
What about Bruce Willis?
You guys have a similar
Color of
film.
Night? Color of Night? Well, he shows his
wing in the pool. My parents rented that film. And we watched it together.
It was their fault.
Who'd they rent it out to?
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. They owned a blockbuster. We watched it together.
Yeah.
And I took that VHS upstairs later.
You're like, Bruce.
And I fucking rubbed it right off.
Bruce Willis in The Color of Night, a psychosexual action melodrama. And he falls into the pool with this young ingenue. She pulls down his swim trunks and you see his half-hard wiener.
Honey, he was ingenue, honey.
No, but I immediately got full erection with my parents, very awkward. Took the VHS tape into my bedroom after they went to bed and just pulled the patch.
Pulled the patch, honey.
But you know what though? When you're that young, any amount of sexuality can give you a boner. Because I remember.
Well, what are you looking for in a partner?
Okay, I'm so glad you asked. 38 to 42 years old, Mexican, from Mexico City. He comes from money, but he made it out on his own because he went through a short thing with his parents, but they're good now.
Diego.
Diego. Yeah.
His name is Diego. But I'm flexible on the name and the name only. So.
I'm pretty open, but his name has to be Diego.
Yeah, I worked it out. He's about 38 to 42. He's from Mexico City, comes from money, but he made his own in music engineering. He's a mathematical mind who loves music in shapes and patterns. He's not very good with languages, but he does speak English. And he moved to LA about 4 years ago, but has yet to have like a real good social circle. We meet at a club on a Sunday at 4 to 6 p.m. like a tea dance for goth people.
I will say this, you do have a little bit of an obsession with youth and beauty, and you do like younger guys. I think you would probably fall in love with someone younger than you.
I don't think so. I don't want that.
What do you want?
I don't. Freddy Krueger has been a part of my life probably since every night.
Before he existed.
Every night since 1990.
Yeah.
1988.
Every night.
Every night.
It's a scary thought.
But I recently started to get him sexy.
Oh.
I have to.
Do you know that the Freddy Krueger is the most recurring? He factors in heavily and has factored in.
Fucked him in a dream. Remember?
We've done everything. And it's so crazy.
Has he met your parents?
No, it got to the point, like it became so recurring that
you're like, this again?
I was like, I gotta flip the script on this. I gotta flip the script. So I was like, it was in a dream where I was like half lucid. It was almost lucid dreaming where it's like, okay, just stop it. I was like, everybody
give
stop.
It up, delicious.
Yeah, I was like, stop it. You with the bird off face, we're gonna fuck because this is too much.
And the was pretty good.
I'll show you how I sleep. Ow.
Please. I think you sleep curled up with one leg up.
This is the bed, right? It's behind me, and we're serving this. It's the running man.
In constant motion?
Running. Yes. And if the boyfriend's in the bed, he is absolutely kicked to the far centimeter of the bed, and
back
he's
to
not allowed
back.
to touch me because he's sweaty.
Back to back.
You know, David's bigger than me, and David's poor little thing is on the corner of the bed because you know how I'm sleeping, baby.
Yeah, sprung out like snow angels in the bed.
I gotta be on the side, and I gotta have legs going front and back.
Are you serious?
I'm waiting for the rapture when I'm sleeping. I don't know what I'm doing. Like a cow waiting to be beamed up.
A cow?
Because the aliens steal cows.
But cows...
Oh yeah, I guess the cows don't lay like that. Wait, cows don't lay down at all, do they?
No.
They can't lay down. They got them little legs.
Did I already share this with you?
No.
Oh, man. Mama.
And if you did, I wouldn't remember.
I know. I want to play. I got an audio file. I didn't play you the audio file.
No.
So there's been this ongoing drama where I don't have, I think we talked about that. I can't say, oh, neighbors, can you please keep it down? Because Mama, the Macarena was on at 2 a.m.
Oh, you did tell me this.
But in the screaming, though?
You told me on.
I play the screaming?
You didn't play the screaming.
I told you about the Macarena,
You just told me about it.
I hear the Macarena. The Macarena. And I continue to hear that Macarena until 2 a.m.
The next night, though, all hell broke loose.
Really?
I get out of bed and I go to the bathroom window, and then I hear...
I can hear footsteps. You're lying.
No, and hold on. This was the weakest. And then... I had gone to...
That's gaggy.
So this was her in her house in the middle of the night. She heard this and didn't call the police. So a woman is now dead.
It gets worse.
What kind of true crime fucking bullshit?
By the way, the stairs seem like they're really straining under your weight. Do you hear that part of it?
It's me.
Play the beginning again. Let's listen to those stairs. That's the stair being like, ow.
It's the wood floor.
The
slats. I almost
hope what
fell
it is,
through.
I hope it's a door, a screen door, or creaky door. Would you ever do Vegas someday if we ever got to do it, like a residency?
No, I don't believe I would, unless it was
The Quintinta.
no, unless it was like at the Bellagio
Yeah.
in the water with the fountains. Those fountains made me cry. The first time I went to Vegas, I cried at the fountains of Bellagio. Because they told you no swimming. No, because I didn't think, the water, and then Sarah Brightman was playing, and I cried.
You know what? Let me tell you what, moms. You're never gonna get the reaction you want. You never get, whether good or bad. You're never. I bought my mom a house this year. I bring her there. She goes, "They look bigger in pictures." Just so you know, you might see some emotions today.
Tears.
Like, my mom, she might cry. I don't think she's owned a house like this probably in a long time. And my mom, God love her, she lives in a trailer in the country. And this could be waterworks today. And he's like, I know. I was talking in the office today that today might be emotional. We walk in. My mom follows me behind me, and I'm like, I got you this house. And my mom goes, it looked bigger in the pictures. Yeah, she's not as in good shape as Pat. Pat's serving.
She's going to outlive everybody. The best thing about her is, like, if you ever go on a walk or like you're on an errand on foot, she leaves you in the dust.
Oh, she's hitting it.
She hits it and she doesn't look back.
Fierce.
Yeah, you just got to keep up or just get, lost in the shuffle.
Where your parents become these like elderly people.
Does it freak you out when you see Pat like struggling?
Oh, Mama, she'll leave you in the dust. She'll leave you in the dust. She'll leave you in the dust.
When she's doing.
One time, my mom, she had, like I said, when she was 29 or 30, she had 3 kids. One day, she screamed at the top of her lungs and then left for China for 2 weeks.
Your mom did this?
Yeah, she just left for China. She rode her bike in China. She said, I'm out. Yeah. We're Catholic, Irish, we never addressed anything. But one time, I think I said this, I told the story, my mother, she screamed at the top of her lungs and then left for China for 2 weeks.
Your mom did this?
Yeah. But she had 3 young, imagine being a 27 or 28 with 3 young, like a baby, an infant, and a toddler. Are those the same thing? I was once, somebody challenged me to a fight once, and I was like, no. Like, after school, we're gonna duke it out. And I was like,
wait a minute.
I was like, no.
The person said, I want to fight, and you said, no. I don't want to fight.
You ever get beat up in school?
Hell no. I beat everybody else up.
Yeah.
No, I told you one time some guy said, I'm going to fight you after school. And I said, I don't think so. I don't want to do that. I don't want to plan a fight. Get out of here.
I don't want to fight.
I'll f you.
I don't want to fight. Is this fighting?
Have you ever, so you've never been in a fist fight?
Never. I mean, I was carjacked once. Someone came up to my boyfriend's car I was driving at the time, reached in the window, took the keys out of the ignition.
How? How did he do that?
Opened the door, got on top of me in the front seat, and started punching me in the head and the face. And then he took my phone. And then he called my boyfriend's phone and said,
if you want your phone back, you gotta meet me at this bank and bring your debit card and you're gonna empty your bank account or whatever.
and I wanted my phone, but I had Find My iPhone. So I called the police and said,
I turned on my Find the iPhone. This is the exact address.
And the cops went to his house. And then when I got my phone back from the robber, he had given it to his girlfriend, so she took all these selfies with it, and I posted them all on the internet, on Facebook. I didn't feel bad about it at all. I said, this is the person's girlfriend who stole and carjacked me and stole my phone.
Oh my God, it was me.
Yeah, it was her. That's how we met.
You've crashed cars.
Many.
Yeah.
I've crashed more cars than I've
Been
driven.
carjacked.
Yeah, carjacked.
Yeah.
Climbed into the front seat on top of me, punching me in the face. Isn't that crazy?
I that's, for me, that would be traumatic.
It was a little scary. I haven't really driven since. Think about it. So then
I would drive with the gun.
So then the guy steals my
pointed at-
phone. He gives it to his girlfriend.
Selfies.
The selfies.
And
I used to find my
teeth.
iPhone, and the police found it, and I got the phone back, and it was a bunch of selfies.
Was she cute?
She was really cute.
Yeah.
I was one of those kids who was constantly, I would remember death, remember that it existed, and be like wrecked for a week.
Why?
Cry constantly.
Do you know
I
why?
would remember that someday my grandma would die,
And I just couldn't stop crying. I'd have to call her and be like, you're going to die someday.
Yeah.
You're older than me, so you're going to die before me. You know? I was so worried for anybody older than me that I would see them die. When I was little, I would be scared of death. And I'd be like, Grandma, I'm going to die someday. And she would go, well, honey, when you get older, when you've done everything you want to do in your life, you'll be okay with it because you'll have done everything. It'll be different than now.
That's great.
And I think that she's probably right.
No,
I think
but it's a good thing to tell a child.
I would remember that my grandma was going to die someday, and it would ruin me for a week.
Yeah.
All I could think about was my grandma's going to die in my lifetime.
Wow.
And then, of course, when it happens, especially a grandparent, you always know grandparents are much older than you. You're going to see your grandparents die.
I did. Yeah, I saw mine die. Yeah.
Because you killed them.
Yeah.
Have you seen a dead body?
Yes, I saw a man die.
Who was it?
My grandfather.
Well, yeah, you stabbed him.
I was choking the life out of him. The slut always goes first.
You would die in a movie.
I would, but I'd probably be the killer. You know what I mean? I'd probably die towards the end, of course, because I'd be the killer. But the real twist is that I would just kill myself.
I can't believe I didn't think about that. And the
What?
second you said that, I actually got a little afraid of you. If it was a horror movie, when are you dying?
I'm the killer.
Yeah. What scares you?
Pain.
Pain?
Pain.
In what way?
I'm afraid of being tortured.
But what's the likelihood of that?
Oh, no, not very, very unlikely. Like 127 hours.
With the arm in the rock?
Yeah. Pain.
You fear pain?
Yeah, like I'm not afraid to die. Bring it. Ugh. But I just don't want to suffer prolonged. Like I don't want to get stuck under a tree and then have to gnaw my own leg off. You know what I mean?
So you mean like, okay, what's that movie with
127 hours.
Stuck under the rock?
Yeah.
It's animatronics. You know, one time I left the Rainforest Cafe in tears. As an adult.
3 weeks ago.
As an adult. My friends were like, let's go to Rainforest Cafe. And I'd never been there. And I was like, oh,
Is it monkeys?
Oh, God. Every 10 minutes, all these animatronics would go off. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And there's a gorilla. It was a gorilla. I don't even, oh, my God.
Can we get a blood pressure check on Miss Mattel over here?
And we have to go. And we just had to go. We had to go. Turns out there are things we haven't talked about in the show. We're going into
never
repressed
heard this
memories.
before.
We're going into
really
repressed
digging
memories.
deep. 7 years into the friendship, I learned the best thing about you on this horrible day.
I'm very afraid of not just animatronics, specifically gorilla animatronics. Even the sound of them. One time I was at a Rainforest Cafe and I did have to leave.
I had a nighttime ritual to combat the boogeyman. In order to prevent them from slashing me to death, I'd have to cover my nipples with my blanket and show all my fingernails.
I sleep like Dracula for many years because of that superstition I had about covering my nipples and showing my fingernails.
I'm always in a dream that I've got a whole lifetime in prison and I don't know what I did. And nobody will tell me what I did.
That is terrifying.
But like what I did is
That is
so
terrifying.
horrible that I don't remember it, like a fractured mind, like Shutter Island.
Jesus.
And I'm like, what did I do? I always have the dream that I'm in prison and I ask somebody what I did and they're always like, you killed a guy. And I have no recollection of it, but I did do it, but I don't remember doing it. The other one I have is that I'm at, not Drag Race. Actually, I don't have any nightmares about Drag Race, but I'm at a drag show and they're like, you're on in 5 minutes and I have nothing. I've had dreams that the show is starting and I have to like put on a lip and a lash and just hope for like.
Yeah.
I don't have time to do anything but like a wig.
Do you lucid dream ever?
What is that?
You maintain a level of consciousness about your surroundings within the dream that says like, I know I'm dreaming, I know what reality is, I know what a dream is.
Yes, I love that. Bitch, that's when you live your sexual fantasies.
Yes. I went over to my neighbor who was straight and I said, you're gonna have sex with me and you're gonna like it. And it was not coerced. It was, he's like, yeah. Have you had a lucid dream? They're amazing.
Oh, a dream where you know you're dreaming.
Exactly. I had sex with my neighbor.
Okay.
I said, you're going to want to have sex with me.
In the dream.
I magic tricked him.
After sex, Katya likes to smoke.
Well, this is part 2 of this one, which is just to get out.
I knew you were gonna say that too. I knew, because I remember we did a talk once where you said, as soon as you come, you're like,
Blowing on hot tea?
No,
ready
you're
for
blowing
bed?
on hot tea in like a towel on your head, pointing at the door.
We're just... If you orgasm before me, that's great, but we need to make sure that that happens. Okay, if I come before you do, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I am in a nightgown with hot tea blowing on it, pointing at the door, snoring. But it's that moment, everything is so sexy right up until the point that you come. But as soon as that happens for a man, generally, in many cases, it's just a horror show.
This is the look that you described when you hook up with someone. You're immediately in bed, towel on head, pointing at the door.
Every minute that goes by, I feel like I am making up for a karmic debt of selfishness. And I'm like, it's a community service. I swear to God, I'm like, you should first, because once I do, I can't wait for nobody.
At least you're being upfront.
I'm trying to be upfront. They don't believe me though. Yeah, they still want to get with me, so.
Who's they?
I'm not really sure.
I'm available and very lonely. This is not even far off from the truth. I've seen you at meet and greets. I've seen her at meet and greets. Shake your guy's hand and go, you're very attractive and I'd like to have sex later. And it's not a joke. It's not a joke because people think, because, you know, it's a joke, so.
Hi, I am very sexually attracted to you, and I want to know if you want to right now. If you're interested, let me know. I'll give you some time. I'm not going to put you on the spot.
I had a very good time, and just so you know, I'm very sexually attracted to you.
That's how you always are, though. You've fully gone, I'm interested in having sex later. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, I'd look them right in the face and I'd say, you're very attractive, and I would love to have sex with you today, tonight, if possible, and this is not a joke.
Yeah.
I usually make like an offhanded comment about being attracted to them. It's usually received as a joke. Like they think I'm joking.
I've seen it happen.
Many
I've seen it a lot. I'm very attracted to you, and that's not a joke. I'm not joking. And they go, ha ha ha, oh you. Like, that's their way of being like, Grandma, put your wig back on and quit trying to f me.
It is possible that my technique in terms of pulling guys is maybe not the best, where I look dead into their face without blinking, and I say, I find you extremely attractive, and I would love to have sex with you if you're interested. I'm not gonna put you on the spot right now, but please, I'll give you 15 minutes. Come see me, I'll be right over there. But that's not. They think I'm joking.
No, don't
I'm
thumbs
not
up
joking.
her. Don't thumbs up her.
No, it's
she hasn't
not
fucked
working.
in weeks. Do you think it's working?
It's not working. It's not working.
So during the meet and greet, I said, hi, I would love to have sex with you if you're interested. And usually when I'm that direct, people think it's a joke. So I just went on social media to reinforce it through the DMs. And then he came to the next show, and sure enough, we had sex that night.
Do you do small talk? Do you do this banter? Do you do this like...
For the sex?
Yeah.
Yeah, you and I have very different approaches.
We sure
The
do.
Night Stalker over here walks up to men and says, I'm very attracted to you. I would like to have sex with your naked body, and also mine is naked. What do you think about that? I was dating a guy in Kentucky, and we were going to Dollywood, and I had a plan to tell him at Dollywood that I loved him. And we were on the top of a roller coaster, and it was like, click, 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 click. And I was like, okay, just say it, just say it. And I was like, I love you. And you know what he said?
What?
Because there's a roller coaster, and then he said nothing back, and we broke up. I took him on this giant roller coaster, and I thought, at the top of the roller coaster, I'm gonna tell him that I love him.
Oh my God.
I'm garbage.
You are disgusting.
I'm garbage. So we got to the roller coaster, and right before we went over the hill, I grabbed his hand, and I said, I love you.
And where did he go? What did he do?
Well, it was a roller coaster, so he just went,
I thought that was just movie because I feel like in real life, the love story is never exciting because when two people like each other, it just happens.
They bump into each other with hot coffee.
Yeah, they're both. It's important that you're both carrying it, and you both get splashed in the face.
The liquids have to mix.
In all your travels, what city have you found has the hottest men? Oh. And do you have any tips for meeting guys while traveling? Yeah, I do.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead?
Okay, you take a very, very large mug of super hot coffee, and you go to the bookstore, and you just spill it on somebody, and trip, and go, oh, and that's it. You meet them. And the great thing is he'll never leave you because he is now a burn victim. You know? And I was reading an article on science.com, that's a real website. And on science.com, they said that they could it's real. They said they can triangulate anybody's location at any given time because most people only go 3 to 5 places a week. So most people complain they never meet anyone, but they also go to schoolwork, the same gym, same route, the same convenience store. Mom, you gotta diversify it. Absolutely. You go down to Equinox, you break in. Yeah. We could walk home from work backwards.
Yeah, people are always like, I never meet the right one. But you know what the truth is? You never go meet new people. You probably take the same route to the same job every day and hang out with the same people in the same bars and places.
Yeah,
you're not really looking.
You're on World of Warcraft.
You go to that Barnes & Noble you've never been to, you kick open the doors, you walk into the self-help section, you pull that Dr. Phil book out of someone's hand and you say, are you available?
And they're gonna say no, and you just try again. When you're making your profile, have a friend do it. I made one and then my friend Jen looked at it and she's like, you sound like a sociopath with no self-esteem. Okay, Cupid, I tried it, but my friend Jenny said I sounded like a sociopath with no self-esteem. Here's the real tea. In Miami, Florida, you were there, season 7 premiere party, you were not there. Went on Grindr, found very attractive man who would love to get his ass eaten and pounded out. So I went over, he made me watch a full 45 minutes of a current television show, which was very disheartening. And then we proceeded to have just the sexiest, hottest, no frills, wonderful encounter. And then I had a cigarette with him and just, and left. He was wonderful. The first Craigslist, Grindr date I had in Florida, this man made me watch 45 full minutes of a TV show I'd never seen in my life. But then,
the death
of a lifetime. It was the best, one of the best sexes I've ever had.
Have you ever had somebody use your picture online?
Yes.
On Grindr.
On Grindr.
Me too, which, listen, I love myself. Dream big.
Yeah.
Why are you pretending to be me?
But also on Craigslist.
As a cross-dresser hooker?
Yeah.
We're not famous.
No, we're
but
gay
we're too
famous.
famous for Grindr. It doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work anymore.
All
it
this is
doesn't work anymore.
It's
If you go on
patronizing.
Grindr and you say, hey, what's up? And someone recognizes you, they go, oh
Yeah.
my God, not this. Or
Right.
some shit like that.
Or
And
like,
it's like,
they're like, yes, queen, or like, they're like, loved you in All Stars, or love your wigs, or like, or you get blocked for
or
impersonating
just blocked,
yourself.
which has happened to me 3 times.
Yeah.
And I have to DM Grindr on Twitter and send them a picture of me with my ID and
Humiliating.
say, it's me.
Humiliating. Those pictures are humiliating.
Well, you know how I knew that I came out of COVID more famous? Because I haven't been on tour, and I booted up Grindr, and I get banned about every 2 days because people think I'm a catfish. Can I just ask
Mama,
this?
who is catfishing as this
Who
monster?
the fuck would pretend to be a 32-year-old bald crossdresser?
Yeah.
For what?
Ryan
To
Reynolds.
what end? But this
Ryan
is also
Reynolds, Tom Hardy.
Go big.
These are great catfish options.
If you're catfishing, you don't pick a famous person at all. You
Oh,
pick
stock
someone from the
photos.
Kohl's catalog. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway.
I need to have sex. I need
But
to.
there's a
I
lot
need
of
the touch of a man, but I don't really need to have sex. I just need to do this. This is what I really want. You know, little kissy, kissy, little touchy, touchy. I'm not into fisting.
You know what I want to do with a man?
What?
I want to do this.
You want to check him for weapons? You want to frisk him?
I'm going to frisk him and make duck noise.
It sounds like you want to work at TSA.
When's the first time you kissed a boy?
Fuck, who was it? It must have been...
Who would play him?
Christian Slater.
Really?
Yeah, he was just... I'm still in love with him.
When I was 16, I fell in love with this guy named and he was straight but very exploratory. And oh my God, the boner was so, it was like, the boner was so hard and heavy and hot, I felt like it was a rocket gonna propel off my body.
This is about kissing.
Yeah, that's what happened during kissing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he let me blow him with braces. I had braces, he let me blow him. Yeah.
Were you doing like sexy, dangerous stuff in high school?
Just smoking weed in the bathroom, that's about it. Blowies with braces. Off campus. And yes, I did hurt his penis. Sorry to that man.
Dooba dooba dooba. Dooba dooba dooba.
No, this is me with my straight friend when I was 15, had braces, gave him the blowy.
That's right.
Played out
Didn't
just
he
like
die?
this. Oh, no, that was another friend.
Same day, right?
We had make out contests in the woods. It was in high school. We did this, like we were dancing, and then we'd like do, you know how?
Did you kiss girls?
We were kissing girls.
Did you get boners?
I did not have a boner because we went on so long. It was a make out contest. So who could go the longest? But I didn't really know what the point was. Anyways, Mark and whoever, he's the dead one, murdered. Drool hanging. Mama, they had drool hanging. They couldn't keep it together.
But we used to have make out contests where we'd go to a field and pair up, and we would and like do French kissing. You know French kissing. Your uncle. And
boys and girls, like pairs of boys and girls. I would French kiss a girl, and I remember looking over, and it was a contest to see who could do it the longest. And I remember looking over at Mark and Kelly, and Mark and Kelly had a drool. They started drooling from the, I don't really know if they knew what they were doing.
That seems like winning, right?
I guess it was like, yeah, they were really going for it.
You're like, oh, we're behind.
Yeah.
Me and another couple. It was like me and say Mark with like Judy and Linda. We go to the field.
Okay, you went to high school in the late 80s.
We had makeout contests. So we see who could make out with it. Well, exactly. They thought they won because they went the longest, but I thought they lost because they had drool coming out of their mouths.
What?
I had to get in the elevator while in drag with 6 kilted rugby players. They started to pull my hair.
No!
Yes. And I was like,
Is that what happened to this?
Have you ever been in an elevator with a bunch of rugby players alone?
I have. Thought about it.
I'm a woman on the verge of a sexual encounter, and I'm wearing a particularly erotic piece of lingerie. I'm not exactly in a state to be wandering around the lobby of a hotel room where passersby can ogle my breasts, boobs, and titties. But I have a certain gentleman coming over, and I want him to come directly up to my room. He cannot do that because you need a key to get into the elevator. You know what I do? I gotta wiggle down in that lobby, pop my head out of the elevator at specifically the right time.
Wait a minute, is this the thing where you have no shoes on, but you walk in your balls of your feet still?
Oh, tiptoes. It's like, see, it can't. Yeah, it's very Scooby-Doo.
I tiptoe very femininely down to the lobby.
What does that look like? Oh, shit.
So he wants to take a shower, which I appreciate because I love to eat ass. Hey, do you shave your asshole? And he's like, no. He was getting in the shower anyways, and I said, can I shave your asshole? He bent over, grabbed his ankles, and I went to town on it. We proceeded to have wonderful foreplay, great sex. He had gone through my backpack, which was under a bunch of shit in the corner of the room while I was in the shower, and stole all the money they had made from my merchandise in Australia, which was about $2,500.
$8.
8 whole Australian dollars, which is about $4.75. And this wig, I shaved that dude's hole in Australia, remember?
I remember.
And how'd he pay me back? Robbed my ass.
Robbed your ass.
I shaved his ass, he robbed mine. When I was 25, I licked the of a grandpa who was 65 years old. Do you want to know something though? Let me
How
tell
did you know he was a grandpa?
Mama, listen. Sit down in the chair. I gotta tell you, I licked his and I ejaculated. I did. And I did not wait for him to finish because at that point I did not care.
How old has she been with?
65, that grandpa I licked.
Was that
Remember
real?
I told you? Yes, it was absolutely
That's a real story?
Yes, it was!
That grandpa I licked. That grandpa I licked.
So when I was a hooker, I was often approached at the bar by customers who were very passionate about employing my services. And one time a grandpa, an older gentleman,
Your grandpa?
not mine! Not mine! Not mine. He paid me with my own money. Because I'm an idiot. And he went to the ATM, he's like, I'm just gonna go to ATM and get you the rest of the money. I was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. So I wait by the door for like almost an hour. And he never came back.
Long story short, I licked this grandpa's ass. And when it came time to collect payment, which of course, girls, you gotta do it up front, I neglected to do this, and so when I humbly requested to be paid, he proceeded to offer me 40 sweat-stained, lipstick-imprinted, single-dollar bills that I thought was a little bit curious because I had just done a show earlier that night and made about $45. But I thought, you know what? Grandpas are honest people. And so I accepted the money, and then I said, well, the thing is, there's actually, you're $60 short. And he's like, oh, well, I'll just run over to the ATM and I'll be right back. And I was like, okay, Grandpa, I'll wait right here. That grandpa is lucky he didn't come back because I would have tore him a new fucking asshole. And probably would have licked that one too.
Have you ever had sex with a dad?
Oh, I've had sex with a grandpa. Yeah.
Was he hot?
No.
Wait, was this the guy whose asshole you licked?
Absolutely.
Does the dick get old? Does it?
Let me tell you.
Does dick get old?
Yes.
Or
it does.
does your whole body get old and the dick is like frozen in
No. The dick gets old and it gets like I've seen this because grandpa. I told you. When I was 25, I licked the of a grandpa who was 65 years old.
60-year-old. That's right. You licked his
Gray
asshole.
pubes.
Did we ever figure out if the dick gets old?
Yes, I told you.
We
so
did.
many
Okay.
granddad have been in and out of my mouth. Gray noodles. Old ramen.
They gave us a lot of trust. They were like, "What are you gonna call it?" We were like, "We'll figure it out." And they were like, "Okay, crazy." Like,
Yeah. And then the best we came up with was,
yeah. And they were like, "You can't call it a sound." And then 3 weeks later, I was like, "Really?" Because it has more views than Untucked. You know?
I remember back in the day when we started this series, we were like, we're gonna call it, and one was like, you can't call it that. No one's gonna even know what to search for. And 2 weeks later, I was like, really? Because it has more views than Untucked.
Yeah, it's too much. Way too much. We wanted to appeal to people, across language barriers.
Yes, and also if it's hard to search for it, that's how you know people really want to look at it.
Yeah, people, originally they were like, you can't call it that, it's hard to search for. If you can't find that on YouTube, you didn't want to find it.
And maybe you should stop looking for us and start looking for yourself.
Yeah. Similarly, if you can't find the fire exits in this building, you didn't want to live. A house cat lives 12 years. If you can't accomplish everything you want in life in 12 years, you weren't trying. Like if a building's burning down, you couldn't find the exit, honey, you didn't want to live anyway. Okay? And that's some true tea. that's some true tea. I think so. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. In Native American culture, we believe in something called the Great Spirit, which is when you die, you go back into the earth. Sure. Which is also scientifically, metaphysically true. Yeah. Okay, in Native American world, we have something called the Great Spirit, right? Okay. Which means we're all connected. And scientifically, when you die, you go back into the earth and everything is connected to you. Okay. So to me, that makes sense spiritually and physically. Yeah. In Native American religion, we believe in the Great Spirit, which is like, we just basically believe everything's connected.
Yeah.
And when you die, you go back into the earth.
Well, I was raised Catholic, so it's just the same old rigmarole. I would always ask my parents, why is this important? They'd be like, it just is. Like, why is it important? It will be, like, you'll find out later. It's like, no, that's not good enough.
Also,
you tell me why.
Plot twist, you don't find out later.
Bitch, exactly. So here's the twist. At the time, my parents did not know better about the confirmation issue in the Catholic Church. Why is it important? And they weren't able to give me a straight answer because they actually—
They didn't know themselves.
Exactly.
Okay, you had a son. You have no, what's the name?
Christian.
Christian. You escaped from Catholicism to name a child Christian?
I love Christian. I love that name.
Gun to your head, have to choose a name today. It's a baby boy.
Christian. I already told you. Christian. I'll give you a
That's
whole—
like escaping Scientology and
No, I
naming your
know.
baby Elron.
Children.
Leave him at home. Your 6-month-old son does not need to see Germany.
No.
He will, unless you're leaving him there is no reason.
And your f***ing toddler has no business up in first class.
With an iPad. With a Jack Daniels.
No
A
business.
tumbler of Jack Daniels.
No business. No business.
No. You know what the worst part is? When you're not flying first class and you see like a kid in first class. Whenever the kid is crying, I lean in and I go, listen, I'm not a parent myself, but I will kill your kid. I will piano wire your child until he's dead. Why is your 6-month-old going to Germany?
No.
For what? He's not gonna remember it.
They don't even speak German
Before
yet.
you leave the house, you give that mobile above the crib a spin and you come back 6 months later, your kid will be fine.
People flying with like a newborn, I'm like, you're right. Your 6-month-old does need to see Germany. Eat shit. Don't go. Don't go. Your kid's not gonna remember it. Save the money and give it to them when they can remember the memory.
I think they're probably going because they need to go.
Then leave the baby.
Leave the baby. Put him in the microwave.
When I, Legend Icon Star, have to make 6 calls to Delta Diamond Medallion just to get my upgrade, and this child is sitting pretty.
You know what that is? That is a promise that you will be riding Delta One or better Emirates for the rest of your life. Because that is
There's a
impossible
kid on
parenting.
Emirates. I would be in jail right now because they'd say, "What did you do?" I say, "I killed a kid."
I skinned him.
She was on Emirates. She's dead now.
Yeah, skinned him, flew through the hallway of Emirates like a cape.
With their skin.
Yeah.
With their skin saying, "Bitch deserved it. 8-year-old bitch deserved it." The poor person in me will never not like at the idea of like a rich kid doing rich.
Oh, I know.
If I get on a plane and there's a kid in first class with an iPad, I take him on the back of the head. I just right in front of his mom, and I say, "What are you gonna do?"
I want to bone that dad though.
Oh, with the kid?
Yeah.
I mean, not with the kid.
Not with the kids. Not with the kids.
You know, when the guy has a
Yeah.
kid,
Yeah.
it's that hot, potent dad nut. You know it works. Functional. I want that hot, potent dad nut.
You're disgusting.
I want that to shoot mercury.
Because that's how you know that nut is potent and that nut works. You know that nut is going to taste like...
That seed is going to flower.
That nut is going to taste like an old boot. Because you know that it is chlorophyll, DNA, and...
Chlorophyll.
I'm not a biologist.
This is so gross. I can't believe I'm about to ask this. Do you...
Yeah, whatever it is. Absolutely, sis. Absolutely. Do you like to be called daddy in bed?
Absolutely not.
Do you like to call anybody daddy?
No.
What about mom?
Mom.
Auntie?
Mother. Mother? Yeah. Auntie Hilda?
Do people want to call you daddy?
I will not accept that.
Will you accept mom?
Except mom. And
Stepmom.
I'll slap them and ground them.
Oh, step aunt. Hear me, step aunt.
Step in is not a thing.
Clueless. Cher gets involved with her stepbrother.
Absolutely. Nothing wrong with that.
And I knew growing up that I'd be alone forever because I was like, I don't have a stepbrother.
Also,
that's magic. Paul Rudd is magic. He's never aged. He's so hot.
feels just real.
And sexy.
No, but he's aged well, I think.
Do you know how depressing it was for me to be young and realize I don't have a stepbrother? No one's ever gonna f me.
Yeah, that's not a joke to me. I would f my stepbrother.
Duh! Don't touch me. Do you remember that time you had that
carbuncle? No.
That pussy cyst.
Hold on. Which? That was herpes.
We didn't talk about your ingrown hair that turned out to be herpes.
Oh, I know.
I used to date a bisexual in college and he gave me crabs and we stayed together, but then it got weird.
There was this guy, this bisexual guy in college, gave me crabs. It's fine. The crabs are bi too. But when I don't want to be, I'm just going to be vulnerable.
I'll just be vulnerable here. I have sensitive skin. When I wash my penis with a soap that has strong fragrance, I will get like inside my pee hole irritation that feels like gonorrhea.
I used to wash myself too aggressively on the road getting on a drag every day. Soap in my penis got an infection. Thought it was gonorrhea, wasn't. They just said you have soap in your penis. I mean, that gonorrhea shot, I think I can handle a little gonorrhea. I think I know my body. Thank you.
Your body was a stranger.
I shit a trash can in my house. I shit a trash can in my house. That gonorrhea will f you up. And I had diarrhea and I had to...
In a plastic bag?
Yes, we've talked about it, right? Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. One time in my life, I may have had a roommate who was taking too long in the bathroom, and I had just gotten a shot for gonorrhea 2 days prior, and they told me that if you get the shot in the butt, it can give you diarrhea. And I was like, yeah, right, I can take it.
Yeah, right.
So I'm in my room, and I'm like, oh, this is happening. But I couldn't get into the bathroom, so I overturned my trash can, I lined it with a garbage bag, I tucked my dick in my own trash can, in my bedroom, shit in it. I tied off the bag, I put it in something else, I used makeup wipes to clean myself off, and I walked down the block and threw it away in a neighbor's trash can. It's a fun story now. Yeah. I can never have pizza rolls again. Like, it's ruined. Do you remember being like 19 and being like, hey, you wanna come over and help me move? I'll buy pizza. Nowadays, I'm like, you need to I don't give a shit about your pizza. Yeah. I get my own pizza and not help you. Do you remember moving in like college age where you would call people and be like, I'm gonna buy some pizza and beer. Can you come help me move?
I am on the same mother page with you right now. Because and I gotta tell you, this is, there's my nail. There is, I didn't for a week in first week of college. I willed it. I just said, we're not doing that. When I went to college, our dorm, even though it was a lovely smoking dorm, we had a public bathroom and shower situation. I didn't for a week.
What? Katya and I, we suck at acting. We suck at...
we're so bad.
I have a BFA in acting.
That's grim. Oh.
Beauty school and BFA in musical theater.
Oh, yeah.
Current occupation, drag queen.
Yeah, that's the gayest ever.
Could not be gayer.
Could not be gayer.
I have a BFA in musical theater, and then I went to beauty school, and then I did Drag Race.
In theater school, at least, they told us, like, it's not your job to decide whether or not you're getting it. It's your job to just show up, do a wiggle, and leave.
Musical theater looks fun. It's like singing and then comedy. That looks fun, right?
Lo and behold.
By the time I get that degree, I know I don't want to do musical theater.
You are doing what you set out to do with your college degree, and getting paid handsomely for it.
When I was in acting school, we had to read that book.
Wait, what?
Acting. I have a BFA in theater, bitch. My God. How dare you? Off.
Where?
What do you mean, where?
Where?
What do you think I went to school for?
I don't know. A small
When I was in
engine
acting
repair.
school. In the yearbook, it says most likely to. What did you get?
In real life?
Yeah.
I did not get anything.
Really?
No.
But I think I got most likely to be famous. That's what I think I got.
Boom.
Were you most likely anything?
Nope.
I think I was most likely, I think I was most musically talented, and I think most likely to be famous.
Really?
Yeah. Were you voted like most likely to become an aging cross-dresser?
There was no voting that went on.
No.
Nobody voted. I surely was not a candidate for any voting.
Oh.
I hated
I was voted most likely to be famous. Oh.
Were you really?
Yeah.
I would never go back to high school. I didn't like it.
Did you have bad skin?
I had bad skin. I had
Me
Accutane.
too.
I went on Accutane. Wow. Yeah.
I told you, when I took Accutane, I peeled off a bottom lip every 3 days. Every 3 days.
You took Accutane?
I sure did.
Did you have bad skin?
I had a moderate amount of acne that I found unacceptable.
You did Accutane.
What did we do? And the answer was Tuesday. I don't remember what the question was. Tuesday. And she's like, oh, that's not how we answer a question in the colonial times. Please stand up. So I stood up. She's like, what is your last name? I was like, McCook. She's like, okay, Miss McCook.
What day of the week do we fucking do this on? And she didn't talk like that, but it's I was like, Tuesday. She's like, no. Stand up, put your arms behind your back, and then now, Miss McCook. And I was like, Miss. Yeah.
I mean, I was misgendered in public by colonial women. That's something to be afraid of.
And you weren't even public speaking.
I was standing up.
Have you ever had sexual fantasies about a teacher?
Okay, 8th grade health. And when I tell you the fucking can on that man, and he referenced it one day, he was like, sorry, he like bumped into somebody's desk and was like, sorry about my big fat ass. The health teacher, he was a big football player. He had a deep freezer, hanging out the back of the minivan kind of ass, just a huge crapper. And I thought about it many times. There was an art teacher in my high school. I'm talking puffy, enlarged gray gums. I'm talking slats of old attic wood, just jammed up in there at all different angles, and a stench with a radius of at least 8 to 10 feet. One day, we come back to school. That whore had a brand new grill, and it was like, you could see, like, she glowed and beamed and radiated joy.
It's psychological.
And it was like, Stella got her groove back. Incredible, inspiring. So in elementary school, I had this art teacher who had famously horrifyingly bad teeth.
How famous? Like on the news?
I mean, it was like New England Journal of Medicine. It was a phenomenon.
Time, person of the year.
Yeah. There was something really spooky going on with her gums, which were large, protruding from her face in gray. Her teeth were like brown wooden slats that were all pointing different ways. Out of nowhere, that fucking bitch rolls into town with like the fiercest set of veneers.
And gums? Pink gums? Did she turn hot? Did everyone want her?
Absolutely not. But
everyone want to f her?
I did.
Was it She's All That?
Yes. She was Amanda Bynes.
That's She's the Man.
Same diff.
All right, if some of you are going to vote tomorrow, it's going to be fine. Just go ahead and go. And if you're voting Democratic, feel free to sleep in. A teacher said that to us.
That would be, I think that's a fireable offense.
He also told me that being gay I told him it wasn't illegal. He said it was, and then he said it should be.
That's a rehire.
At the class.
That's rehire.
You know what? Come back in here. I like what you have to say.
Look at him. He's got his duck hunting jacket on.
That literally is like the guy who taught my like social studies classes in high school. He told me being gay was illegal. And then when I looked it up, I said, no, it isn't. He went, it should be. Yeah.
Mama, I've got some terrible news. I got a brain tumor. 3 weeks to live. Just kidding. I'm only gay. That's what you do.
He needs to do the whole Steel Magnolia thing. Mama and Daddy, I've got some terrible news. I've got a brain tumor. 3 months to live. Just kidding, I'm only gay.
Okay, can I say something? I get a little like, when I see gay people on TV.
Like, this is for you kids at home. Hi.
Hello there. Look how gay we are.
When we were young, if something like this happened on TV, I would sprint out of the room.
Yes, I would
I, like,
too.
cannot be a part of it.
Because I would have my legs uncrossed purposely. Because
Yeah.
I wanted to do this, but I didn't.
Because it's gay kid,
Yeah.
straight kid.
I was afraid to cross my legs. When people would leave the room, I'd cross my legs. I know, it's so sad. I just wanted to cross my
I
legs.
love that you're like, bye, Mom. Bye, Dad.
And then 3, 2, 1. Yeah, and then this guy, and then this.
Bofa.
Bofa?
Bofa D's nuts. Eden said that to me the other day, and I laughed for about 35 minutes, never heard of it. But
That's
one thing I
fucking
will
fierce.
never, ever be able to say, hey, man. Thanks, man.
What about,
hey, brother.
what about that?
What's up, brother? No.
One thing I will never, I can never do naturally is like say, man. Thanks, man. Oh, it's
Well, my band is straight. They're all straight.
Uh-huh.
And my whole touring crew was straight this year. So I spent a lot of time with the straights, and they say some
you say-
really crazy They say, what's up, my guy? My guy. My guy? Your guy? Oh.
Because I didn't know how to jerk off. I was a pillow humper. And my brother's friend Justin said, you should try to stick a pinky up your butt. And then when I told him I did it, he tried to call me a How old were you? It was before 7th grade.
So 6th grade.
And he told me to stick my finger up my and I did it. And
You reported back?
I reported back
Live
and
at
I
the
said,
scene.
Yeah, I said, oh yeah, I did that. And he was like, I can't believe you did that. You're gay. It was an ambush or a setup.
So you
I was
weren't
framed.
Oh my God, wait. Somebody in the YouTube comments of the podcast outed the first name of the person who taught me how to jerk off.
My brother's friend Justin said, you should try to stick a pinky up your butt.
Did I don't think I mentioned the name. I really don't think I did because I couldn't remember it.
James Gum.
Frederica, did a James or a Jamie Gum ever teach you how to masturbate?
So someone dead named him?
Oh, he's alive. Jennifer, ring a bell? Couldn't even see it. I had to palpate.
I told him
had to
about
palpate
Jennifer,
the
and he's
hole.
afraid of you now.
Yeah, he should be.
Yeah, the last person who
With
fucked
that neck?
this person had no head, no arms, and no legs, and got thrown down a dumpster. Matthew,
Not before they were dick the death down.
Oh, I had another doll that I actually got rid of, sadly. Jennifer. Did you ever see Jennifer? It was a headless torso sex doll made out of latex. But you know what? It was sad though. I got rid of it by putting it down Courtney Act's trash chute. And it was like, I had to stuff it in there like a dead body, and it went boom, you could hear it.
Does she know?
No.
If I wanted to make money, I'd go work at the TJ Maxx.
well, that's a stringent hiring process, and they do a background check. So
I
they're
don't
going to find out about Jennifer with the G. It's going to be all over.
Poor Jennifer. She met an end that she did not deserve. Stuffed down the the fucking trash chute.
The trash chute.
But she was so heavy though.
I, at the time, had a sex doll.
Mama.
So my mother
Mama.
had to carry out a latex torso sex doll and load it into a box that it came with. And you know what it said on the box?
Tell me.
Mega machine. Ultra mega. It's something as it said 14 pounds of real poundable. And I swear to God, Every inch of that box was so lurid, so vulgar, so nasty, and and my poor mother, 60 years old, she had my son is some headless woman.
Wait, when was this?
Just a few years ago.
Was it Jennifer?
Jennifer with a G. Mega slut.
Little
Mega
did she
slut.
know Jennifer was gonna be fucking disposed of with in her at Courtney's apartment.
Yeah, down the trash chute. Thump. My mom saw it, saw the box, had a laugh with the movies. They had a whole exchange about it. It was a whole thing. She told me.
The place is yours, but here's the thing. I'm leaving tonight. I'm gonna leave you $200, and you just gotta clean it up a little bit.
You can have the apartment, but I gotta leave tonight. And so it was a lot of cleanup. So the first thing that happened was all the queens came and we vultured. I found $100 in change on the floor. That gives you an idea of the kind of hoarding going on.
This is the fridge that got taped shut.
Yeah. The do not open. The
don't open that.
But she had 2 refrigerators, and she told me, do not open that other one. Okay?
Oh my God, we remembered a story. And we remembered that we already told it.
Yes! Through a callback that we got. Yeah. Also,
45 episodes
great
in.
segue. Did you see Candyman? Have you seen Old yet?
No.
Have you?
Oh, sure fucking
Did you live?
I live. It is probably the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. Certainly,
But in a fun way?
I was not bored.
Okay.
It is fucking ridiculous. There's this skinny, stuck-up bitch who had, like, at the beginning of the movie, she's like, "I have a calcium deficiency. I've got a calcium deficiency.
Uh-oh.
Does this drink have
Osteoporosis.
calcium in it?" And I'm like, "Okay, we get it. She's gonna die of a bone thing." And she goes, and then her bone, like Mary, it's pure camp. You'll love it.
Osteoporosis?
She like hump. She develops a hump like in 20 minutes, and her like she gets old hump, and then she's like freaking out, and she breaks an arm. And then it heals right where it is, because her Mary, it's like, it's not as great as Ma, but it's in that vein.
Oh.
Yeah. Somebody said it was this generation's Ma, which Ma was like 3 years ago. Did you see Old yet, bitch?
Did you? No, you told me to watch it on here.
Mary, you have to watch
I can't
Old.
go to a movie theater. I'm too old.
What are you talking about?
But you said Old was horrible.
Oh, it was perhaps one of the worst movies I've ever seen. No, it's definitely one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I wasn't bored for 1 second, though.
Yeah.
And you need to see it because it's got big Ma energy. Some bitch told me that Old is the next Ma, and I was like, don't do that. There's this one girl with calcium deficiency, and Mary, you just have to see it.
Calista Flockhart.
She looks like her. She's all sickly. And then she like turns into this crazy crab lady.
Boniva, Sally Fields.
Yes. You gotta see Benedetta. You've got to see Benedetta.
What are you talking about?
Benedetta, the new Paul Verhoeven film starring Virginie Efira, French medieval nun fantasy. Nuns in the Black Plague in Italy, baby. Lesbos, lesing out with statues of Mary dildoed up their pussies.
Work.
Stigmata. We watched Benedetta, the lesbian nun movie by Paul Verhoeven. Mary, Benedetta.
Did you live?
Benedetta. The Virgin Mary, for this particular statue, has a breast exposed. I'm not sure why.
What?
And I don't know. And so she's praying, and then something happens. You know, it's like there's a crack, and the statue falls on her, but she like pins her down. She sees that titty.
No, she doesn't.
Yes, she does.
My friend went out with someone who's into public stuff and was like, "Oh, let's go on a date at the movie theater." And my friend was like, "Okay, sure, whatever." They go to the movie theater. Mm-hmm. The guy is in the movie theater. It's not very full of people. The guy stands up, pulls down his pants to the ankles, and sits down bare-assed in the movie theater with his dick, cock, and shaft out.
No little towelette on the seat?
No. This is a human movie theater, like the Grove or some shit.
This is AMC, where I come for magic.
Where you come for magic? They go to the movie theater, they sit down, and the guy said he just wanted to get a job at the movie theater. This mother pulls his pants down to the ankle, sits down naked in the seat with the...
I love that.
I skipped school once, and it was with some older cool kids, and we went to see
Oh God.
We went
Toy
to
Story?
see Under the Tuscan Sun.
With Diane Lane? What are you, 70? Are you 70? Do you love turquoise jewelry? What is wrong with you?
Did you ever sneak out?
Absolutely. We used to sneak out, steal my mom's car, and go on death rides.
Wait, I did know about the death rides. You know, I never snuck out once.
Oh, we did all the time.
I never skipped school once. Wait, I skipped the school once to watch Under the Tuscan Sun. That's right.
Diane Lane stand forever.
3 in the morning, we would steal my mom's car.
What?
We would drive like a bat out of hell around the neighborhood, like as 90.
What?
Yeah, we call it a death ride. And then one night we whacked a mailbox and it tore off the rear view mirror or the side view mirror. Well, they figured it out the next day.
My first time getting pulled over was by Deputy Weiss in Crivitz, Wisconsin, and I was 16 years old, my first day having a license. I didn't cry, but he was so hot.
Oh.
The fear inoculated my horniness. Not inoculated.
Enhanced?
Yes.
So I'm pulled over by Deputy Weiss in Marinette County, Wisconsin.
Oh, wow.
And he pulls me over right by my grandma's house, and he's
hot, okay.
hot. He's just like fit with like a buckle and a gun, and like, I remember he was so scary, and then afterward, like, just pulling the pads to him.
Do you know how
bad
after?
I wanted him to shove a gun right up my ass? Like,
Have we talked about this?
I've dreamed about it.
I hate us.
I know. I think we probably talked about it maybe 14 times.
I think we have too.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you a story right now that I've never told you before in my life. Give me a moment.
Who would play her?
I'm going to try to ask you a question that I don't know the answer to.
All right.
How many siblings do you have, half or otherwise? And I'm going to
You
say,
know.
I'm going to say 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many do you have? I'm going to say 2.
Yes. I know that your name is Brian Michael Firkus, and that you were born on August 23rd, 1989, in Wisconsin somewhere.
Brian Joseph McCook.
Yes. Yep. She never remembers my birthday.
I don't know your birthday.
Or her boyfriend's
April?
birthday. Who would play her?
Is it May?
Yes.
You're a Taurus.
Yeah.
Is it April? It's
No,
May.
It's May. Yeah.
Is it the 13th?
Very close. Just take off the 3.
Is it the 1st?
Yeah.
Full 5-second time elapsed for me to understand what that meant. Is it sad that we have to get paid to hang out this much to cultivate one of the only genuine friendships in my life? We have to be paid like a 401k.
Is it sad that I had to Google your birthday before I wished you happy birthday?
I feel so much better because I never know your birthday.
Full birthday.
Do you know my full birthday?
I bet you I know the month.
Yeah.
April.
I know you are, nope. You are August 23rd, 1989.
Yes! How did you know that?
Well, I know you're 7 years younger, and I know your birthday. Oh, their middle name, Michael.
Joseph?
Yes.
Yes! Government name on fleek.
Astrological sign. Well, this is controversial because you used to call yourself a Leo, but now you're a Virgo.
Yeah, the cusp, the day of, it's the Virgo. And you are an Aries.
Oh, nope.
Oh my God! Are you a Capricorn?
No.
Are you a Taurus?
Yeah.
Oh, so your birthday's not in April. It's March.
No.
When is it? It's May.
This year for your birthday, you were like, don't get me anything. I said, okay, but just so you know, when August 23rd comes around, you're not off the hook.
Well, I remember when your birthday happened, which I loved.
My birthday was the best gift to myself.
You said, I don't need anything. I just need you to turn it with your look.
No. I said, I need you to come to my party and dressed up.
Yeah.
You didn't need to turn it. You decided to turn it, and you did.
It did.
But I didn't need you to turn it.
But then I said, well, just so you know, this doesn't let you off the hook for my birthday when I do want a nice gift.
I recently saw a photograph.
Of
a person of a person's between me down there. They're I would say,
who would play her?
It was Sauron from the eye of Sauron from the Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
This is an asshole I'm talking about.
Okay, that's their between me down there. It's the backside.
Sauron.
The person live as a female or male?
This is a male. But are you familiar with that eye, the evil eye on the top of the mountain from Lord of the Rings? It's
Is it kind of like the portals in Skyrim? Big vertical, almost like fiery gashes.
It is a fiery gash.
Okay.
That's also a bouncy castle. So it's a fiery canoe.
Uh-huh.
It's a fiery kayak.
Is it butthole tissue on the outside?
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
That I wish I hadn't seen this photograph.
Oh, wow.
The hatchet wound, that was real.
What is a hatchet wound?
This was a...
Do they cut something?
No. This was a blown out cow pussy. This was
a person?
This was a hole that was...
A woman?
A boy.
A man?
Yeah.
His butthole's blown out.
So blown out. It was... Looked like an...
like a rosebud?
No, it looked like... It looked like
Who would play her?
I'm telling you, Sauron. I'm going to bring it up.
Can you show me a picture?
I'm going to Google it right now.
Okay, but that's their bottle. Why was it vertical and not a hole?
Because it's a gash, Mary.
Cut open, stretched, ripped?
Stretched.
Ripped.
No. You know what my astrological metaphor of my witch friend says? I'm like a tank barreling down a muddy hill that can be derailed by a twig. Is that not true?
I was described as a tank careening down a muddy hill that can be flipped over by a twig.
Also, my feet do this weird thing. You know, most people's feet are like a soft slant. Mine is so pointy.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And it makes a lot of shoes hard to wear. Look how pointy it is. Do you see that?
Look at the slope.
Look at it on the green screen. It looks like a knife. It's a knife. And it's not okay.
Mine's a loaf.
It's not okay.
That's crazy. Holy, that's not okay.
Look at the slant,
Look
though.
at the side.
That is
Put your foot next to mine.
So crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's crazy. I know. It's
That's
the pointy foot. It's embarrassing.
So crazy.
It's not okay.
Oh, that's a nice.
Those are pretty.
Well, it has a perfect, you have a perfect slope.
Have you seen the video of the woman who drinks and bathes in her own pee as a cure for cancer?
Mama, that was me.
I was watching this program, and this woman had cancer, and she believed that her urine would cure her cancer. And she would pee in a cup, she would pee in a shot glass. You're not ready. I need you to stay here. You can't run out of frame.
Did she put it in her eye?
Yes. She held it up to her eye, and she would hold it up to this guy and then open her eye and let the urine go in her eyeball. She would also bathe in the urine. And she was like, cancer? I've got pee, thank you. I saw a woman on a program who had cancer and believed she could cure it with her own urine. And she was taking shot glasses of her pee and holding it up to her eye and then opening her eye and then tipping her head back. And she thought she was curing her cancer. She would drink the urine, she would bathe in the urine, she would save the urine. Are you her?
Liquid gold. I don't need cancer to do all that, Mama.
You like pee stuff?
It's okay to pee in the shower.
By the way, great to start with. Remember, have you ever been on OkCupid? And they make you do a bunch of questions like this?
Oh, really?
Yes, and I remember skipping this question and being like, who pees in the shower? This question is not important. And then I was with the guy who peed in the shower and I was like, that question is important.
Oh, do you not agree that it's okay to pee in the shower? Do you disagree?
I disagree.
What? What the hell is wrong with you?
Okay, you clean yourself in this clean place. You pee yourself in the pee place. I think that's pretty clear.
But see, I don't think of pee as dirty, because it's not.
Do you pee in the shower? Which I thought at the time was like, why is that a question? Until I went on a Tinder date with somebody who peed in my shower, and I was like, it is important to know.
What, do you pee like in a plastic bag and leave it in the shower?
You
How
don't,
did you know?
You pee before you get in the shower.
Mama.
Do you pee in the shower?
I pee everywhere. Mama, the world is my toilet.
What is this Maya Angelou piss voice?
I'm peeing right now.
Do you know that I used to pee in the sink?
I did know this.
Because once I was rushing to the bathroom once and I was undoing my garments as I was running, kind of like I was in a romantic comedy.
Do the details change anything?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do, because it was an accident. So as soon as I crossed the threshold of the bathroom, my urine left my body and my ding-a-ling was right above the sink. So I just let it happen there.
And
so
you
I just
did it
kept
for
doing
years.
Yeah.
And now someone lives there and uses that same sink.
Yeah, but I just do I put the faucet on for a second after I pee, it washes it down. It's fine, it's fine.
That changes everything.
Okay.
My world is my toilet.
I used to pee in the sink. I used to pee in the sink back in Boston because it was a lower sink, and it was exactly the height of I mean, I'm to the millimeter. Because I was running in one day.
Did you have a toilet?
I had a toilet, but I was running in one day. You know those pees where it's like...
I don't care what the circumstances were.
Okay.
You had a toilet.
Running in the toilet, undoing the pants as I'm running. And the pee came out while I was at the sink. The pee came out. And I was like, oh! And I was like, oh. Perfect. So for like the next 3 years, I peed in the sink.
She famously has about 12 seconds between the hotel door and the toilet.
So that's how I started pissing in the sink, because it's such a crazy biological thing that happens as soon as I get into it's really just like the clock is ticking.
It is.
But so I crashed the threshold of the bathroom in my apartment, and it just started. The stream came, but so I quickly just faced the sink, and then I found out it's a perfect urinal. It's the perfect urinal. I had a low toilet, and I was like, it's a perfect urinal. Plus, I'll save all that water. I just do a quick. I pissed in the sink for 5 years after that. So this is how I learned about pissing in the sink.
I am so sorry to all of you viewers at home.
Listen,
this is a very family organized show, and I have survived.
Don't talk about
this day with them.
Don't pretend that you've never peed in the sink.
Why would I have a toilet?
Because when I get in the door, my body says, you've got 12 seconds, bitch, or it's gonna be Niagara Falls. So I'm literally like, I feel like I'm like, like racing to get all the stuff off because it's just gonna come out. And sometimes it does. It does. Sometimes it does. And I don't make it to the toilet.
Are you saying you pissed yourself?
We are trying to get out of drag.
You guys are on a whole nother level.
Well,
here we go, commercial break.
Oh my God, it's called Trixie and Katya, ages 3 and up. It's a stand-up comedy show. I stand up.
Actually fun jokes.
And I sing, I play guitar, I do original music, I tap dance. Katya cried.
I literally cried, and I feel feelings. It was so good. Bring it to, if you're a promoter watching this, like rubbing the skin off at home in your mother's garage, bring her to your city because she
Katya
is
laughed
so...
and cried.
Laughed.
At her age, do you know what it's like to get her to feel anything? Or to get her out of bed?
Do you cry in public?
Yeah. I've cried on airplanes before.
What about at Chili's?
One time I cried so hard on an airplane, a woman next to me said, "Are you okay?"
Are you serious?
And I was like, I.
You didn't try to conceal it?
Mama, get into this. Boots, house down, realness for your nerves.
I cried on an airplane once, and I cried so hard that the girl next to me asked me if I was okay.
Aww.
And I was like, yeah. But I wasn't. Trixie, we've chosen Geronimo for you because of your Native American heritage. I was like, Geronimo was a Native American war hero whose wife, mother, and daughter were slaughtered in front of his eyes, and you're talking about making your booty bounce.
RuPaul was like, Trixie Mattel, I chose Geronimo for you because of your Native American heritage. I was like, Geronimo was a Native American war hero whose mother, daughter were slaughtered in battle. Now make your booty bounce.
I will never forget the day you said, I can't believe you didn't tell me I got fat.
I didn't know!
As if you do not work in a profession where you have to look in the mirror. Every single day for many minutes in a row.
But you guys, when you gain weight, you were like the last person to know. Like, I remember thinking, like, I remember putting on my canvas steel bone corset being like, it's shrunk. Like, what? I remember wearing a steel bone corset made of canvas and going, this shrunk.
I was a short, fat slut. There's psychological time and then clock time.
Now I'm a little embarrassed because I thought we were going to be talking about the spice time. And that's really all I've studied up on.
Rosemary and thyme, strawberries and wine.
You need to smoke some of that changa. Fly through the wormhole. Like, you know, the little psychedelic stuff that like sends you to the moon.
Oregano. Time.
No, I'm telling you that. Oh, I got it. Rosemary and thyme.
This is how you know we've been doing this for 190 episodes. We've talked about time, but we've never talked about fine.
Yeah.
I think that this show is going to turn into a recap show of old episodes because. Which we've done.
At this point, girl, the show is just...
We've also done it.
We need to react to reactions of our reactions. Now that would be a nice time to have.
This is like the time on the podcast when I played a voicemail from you and you said, who was that? And I was like, that was your voice.
But see, I got that goldfish brain. That keeps me young and fresh. I don't remember.
It's the perfect pairing because you don't remember and I don't listen. So you're like, have I said this? And I'm like, no, this is new.
Hello? Hello? Hello, hi. Hello. Good evening. Hi. I wanted to test out a pickup line on you. Hello. Are you an ace bandit? Because I just sprained my ass.
Who is that?
That's you!
No, it's not. Is it real? I am so. Oh my god.
Oh my god! Yes, that's you! That's you!
What is that from? 2012?
Hello. Hello.
This is you.
Hello, hi. Hello.
Sounds like
You
a
sound
woman.
female.
Sounds like a woman.
You sound
It
female.
sounds like a woman, mama.
Hi.
Are you an ace bandage? Because I just sprained my whole chunky ass.
Oh my God.
I had so many throw up burps today. Do you have to, are you a conscientious object? Like, why are you a vegetarian?
Well, when I was little, I used to watch that movie Charlotte's Web almost every day.
Who the f eats spiders?
I'm a vegetarian. I've been since I was 9 years
Why?
old. Because I used to watch the movie Charlotte's Web every day. And so
which
I thought
one
of
happened in
Wilbur
that
getting killed every day. And I don't eat birds, fish, any animals. But I still do like cheese, dairy, eggs.
That sounds hypocritical to me.
Okay.
I tripped on Robitussin when I was like 16.
That's a real thing. You did it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, DX.
Robotrippin.
Robotrippin. It's a dextromethorphan or something like that. And I got a rash, or at least I thought I had, a rash that started from the crown of my head that traveled all the way down to the tips of my toes. It was like that thick. It traveled.
Is that where all the scarring came from?
Drinking Robitussin. So
Robotripping.
Robotripping, yeah.
So we drank. Everybody got their own little
You
thing
did
of
it?
Robitussin. Yeah. I was like in 9th grade or something. What I thought happened was I got a rash that started at the crown of my head that traveled about this thickness all the way down to the soles of my feet.
Did this happen?
Over an hour or two.
Was it real?
I think it was real. It was there for me.
Have you had bad trips?
I have had a bad trip where I dyed my hair orange and looked in the mirror too long. Yeah, oh yeah, that was bad. And then I shaved it off immediately, but it had a faint orange hue because it wasn't to the skin.
I dyed my hair orange and did acid.
You dyed your hair orange and then did acid?
So, dropped the acid, immediately dyed my hair orange. Looked in the mirror when I was tripping, shaved it off.
I have a story that's similar to that I don't think I've ever told you.
Ooh.
One time when I first moved to Los Angeles, I was tired. I was getting back into town. My friend, Jeremy, was like, well, let's go out. I'm like, I'm tired. He was like, I'll give you Adderall. He gives me a quarter of an Adderall.
Like
cut
5
into a
milligrams?
fourth.
Oh my God.
I am at the bar, basically jaw grinding with a boner. I'm like turned, right? Turned. Completely turned. Long story short, I get pickpocketed. We go home with a go-go boy and have a 3-way. Now, I had to go to the dentist the next day.
Because you chewed off all your molars?
No, I had an appointment.
Oh.
So I go to the dentist and I'm still buzzing from that amount of Adderall. And so the anesthetic isn't working. So they give me several rounds of anesthetics, and every time she goes to work on my tooth, I'm like, it's not working. It's like the third time. Then I go, can I talk to you outside? And then I go, I just moved to Los Angeles, and I thought it would be real cute at the gig and try to do
a half a milligram of
quarter
amphetamine.
of a party drug. That's not even a party drug, I guess. But
one time, oh my God, I just moved to LA, and I was hanging out with this guy, and he pressured me into doing a fourth of an Adderall. And
you were spun for 2 weeks.
Fully. I went home with the go-go boy. Had a 3-way with the go-go boy.
How does this relate to
Things were dark. Oh, so I woke up, I forgot that I had a dentist appointment the next morning.
Oh.
So I went to the dentist, and when you have stimulant like drugs in your body, anesthetics don't work as well.
Whoa.
Because your body's like, no, I'm here, I'm present.
I'm here, I'm ready to do it.
And so I remember I had to be like,
so you could feel it.
I had to be like,
you came clean.
I had to be like, I experimented with recreational drug last night, and so I'm not numb. And I was so embarrassed, and I've never done a drug since. There's a drag race queen, and I won't say who it is because it's but when I first started traveling, she was like,
Trixie never party in other cities, but Kay is cool.
What?
Did I ever tell you the story about a certain Drag Race queen who said, when I got on Drag Race, she said, listen, Trixie, when you go travel, don't drink, don't do drugs. The only thing you can trust is Kay. The only thing you can trust is an unregulated animal tranquilizer at the gig.
And let me tell you from limited but powerful personal experience, you cannot trust nothing about Miss K.
No.
One time, Kimchi and I haven't had a lot of drug experiences, but one weekend it went dark.
Yeah.
And it was like, I looked at her and her hair turned green, and I said, I have to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Well, and I proceeded to go lay on the roof of the house and go to sleep.
Did you go to sleep though?
Yes, and I got a sunburn on half my body that I had on Drag Race.
I'm not trying to feel like I'm 3 feet to the left. Which is exactly what Kay makes you feel like.
I have done it once, actually, and it was on accident.
Mm-hmm.
I did it with Kim sitting on the floor of a bathroom off her house key. You couldn't snort it.
Of course.
And her hair turned green. And I said, I think we need to go to sleep now. And that's when I got the sunburn from falling asleep on the roof of the building.
Oh, man.
Hey.
Hey, hi. Welcome to the Bald and Beautiful.
I feel like Amy Doan from Sugar Pill, Kim Chi told her, when you meet Trixie and you give her a hug, just know that she crinkles because her pockets are full of candy wrappers.
That is hysterical.
KimchiExposingMe.com.
Exposed.
Kim told Amy from Sugar Pill, when you meet Trixie, just so you know, when you give her a hug, she crinkles because her pockets are full of candy wrappers.
It was true at the time, though.
I was so into candy.
And all those rappers cut to 10 years later when your brown chiclets are getting ripped out of your face.
Cut to Dr. Sun being like, were you a pirate? Did you work as a pirate?
How many beer bottles have you opened with these teeth?
Do you have rickets?
Yeah. I did a show at the Hollywood Bowl, and my dentist came, and I didn't know she was there. And she was like, I went there to see you. You were so amazing. I was so proud. Anyway, I saw you. I watched you on TV, and it's time for veneers. And I was there for her cleaning.
I didn't think I had bad teeth, I guess living in delusion, but I liked my teeth. And then my doctor was like, oh, I saw you on TV. You're doing veneers.
Oh my God.
So then, you know why I knew I had bad teeth? When they grabbed the video camera to show me in the mirror. I was like, okay, my teeth are so bad that this is worth.
What do you mean?
They grabbed a video camera to watch me react to my own teeth, and that's
I'm
like,
when they were done.
I'm on like a Tyra meth makeover situation.
Oh shit!
Oh my God! They're like, you're gonna want to remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, they were like, we're gonna need it. We need a viral tear moment.
I didn't know I was ugly.
And
That
you
kind
know
of
what?
thing.
I
yeah.
did cry though.
You did cry?
I liked my teeth, but when I saw these, I was like, ah! It was. I just felt like, I don't know what.
When they put these in and gave me a hand mirror, you would have thought I was getting a meth makeover on Tyra. I was like, oh. They asked me too, they were like, well, what color? And they were like, apparently the rule.
What color?
They were like, what color? And I was like, I want Wisconsin white, so LA brown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because people here are wild.
Camembert.
Well, I told them I said I wanted Wisconsin white, so LA gray. Because I brought in pictures of Drag Race queens and said, this is what I don't want.
Yeah.
This is also what I don't want.
my
It's because
God.
the nipples are jacked. They're blue.
And I will say this, I brought in a slideshow of a lot of Drag Race girls saying, this is not the teeth I want. Because we have a lot of colleagues whose teeth are blue.
My teeth are gonna fall out one day, all at once. I think it's just gonna be like great.
You don't have veneers, do you?
No,
Girl,
no.
let me get you into this.
Yeah,
This
lifelong
thing-
smoker, like chemical drug user. I mean, just
Kind of have
sugar
a similar.
addict, coffee
I mean, my
addiction.
teeth are not perfect, but I've never had a cavity.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Mary.
It's crazy.
Meth,
Yeah.
smoking,
Everything.
candy.
Literally
Yeah.
everything. No water.
Yeah.
This is the first water I've had all month. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then no, like, I went to 7 years without going to the dentist once. And then I was like, it's going to be the wrecking ball. They're going to say, okay, we'll make an appointment for the wrecking ball to smash your face and just do nothing.
During 7 years, I did a whole host of terribly unhealthy activities, including smoking lots of meth, doing cocaine, all kinds of
Candy?
Lots of candy, a lot of sugary drinks and sodas. One time I ate 2 full boxes of Fruity Pebbles in the same day. I once ate 2 boxes of Fruity Pebbles in one night.
That is a lot.
Yeah. I came out of that like a greasy hellhole and I was like, okay, I gotta go to the dentist. I have to go to the dentist. And I fully psyched myself up for, okay, so when I go in there, they're gonna do the x-rays and they're gonna say, I have to remove all my teeth. I go in that f***ing place, not one f***ing cavity.
Tell them what you said backstage today. No. My dental routine has been thrown. Listen, I'm a medical mystery with these teeth. I've never had a cavity. I'm almost 40. I've smoked tons of meth in my life, and it's crazy. And I remember at one point, maybe like 25 minutes into the show, you like grab me and you're like, "Oh my God, you are wet."
There's the part where I'm supposed to talk to her. We're acting, right? And it's stupid because everybody there knows we do this for a living. So we're pretending to do acting in front of people who know that we can't act.
I have a BFA in theater, bitch. My God. How dare you?
And I just look at her right in her fucking face and I go, "You are wet."
Absolutely soaking wet. I mean, soaking wet. Like I just got out of a pool. During intermission, I looked in the mirror and I said, "Oh wow, did I put any makeup on?" Because there was nothing left.
There was a part in the show where I grab her because she's flailing, and I grab her, and I was holding her last night on stage.
Wet mud.
And I should have said the lines, but instead I just said, "You are wet." Just loud into the microphone. I said, "You are wet," and you said, "Yes, I am." You know, I grew up poor white trash in a trailer, and they don't tell you this. If you get too successful, guess what? They put you right back on a trailer. This is pretty much the size of the house I grew up in.
By the way, anybody who grew up trailer trash like me, anybody? No? Yeah. Let me tell you this, don't get too successful. They put you right back in the fucking trailer, bitch.
Yeah.
First day of tour, they're walking me through. I'm like, I know how this goes. Let me know when my mom gets here.
We had to sell the house in Malibu. Yeah, we had to get rid of the horses.
Yeah.
The horses caught fire.
Yeah. And so you're saying I inspire you because money makes me happy?
No, you don't inspire me at all. No, I'm just saying is that money, girl, money, fuck money. It's whatever.
The house in Malibu is on fire.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
The horses I own. You know, okay, I mean, you know.
horses are so expensive.
So expensive. Oh, this is what my Richie friend told me too. He's like, it's what you're paying for in all these luxury experiences, like a fancy restaurant, is the service, not the food.
If you're going to buy, let's say, a fancy bag at a fancy place.
Yeah, 30 grand.
You better walk in and be handed. If you say you want a coffee, somebody who works there better leave and go get you some.
Or they should be already you off. And then like the coffee.
And pouring coffee on your dick.
The food is great, but it's the service. Yeah. At that tier of luxury, it's the service you're paying for. These people are going to give you their 3 gallons of their O negative blood if you need it. With those shoes, yeah.
With your Starbucks.
Like they will do it's all about the service. Because the shoes are great, but.
Can I get that bag in red?
Yeah.
And
also,
can I have him killed?
Yeah. At the handle, I don't know, the bamboo, maybe just his arm. Maybe his arm.
Can I get his radius whittled down?
Yeah. Well, they will do that.
I mean, that's almost as bad as the being turned away at the Ritz or whatever you were going.
Getting turned away at the Ritz because I wasn't dressed correctly. I wasn't wearing like a tuxedo to eat at the Ritz. You need to be in like Titanic period apparel.
White tie gala.
To get some breadsticks at the fucking Ritz.
Yeah.
And then I remember I didn't have the right outfit on and they told me to leave. And for some reason, a straight guy telling me to leave, it's like a core memory or something. I was like, I gotta go. Ran. I'd never been to the Ritz. A man in a true toy soldier outfit comes up and goes, "You can't be in here in that outfit." And I said,
Wait. Oh, are you serious? He said those words.
I'm dead serious.
You can't.
I am dead serious.
You cannot be serious.
I said, my friend is, and then I said, "Oh, my friend is staying here. I'm meeting for dinner." And he goes, "Yeah, if you're gonna wear, the jacket's fine, but you need to be wearing a tie and you need to be wearing dress shoes." And there's something about straight men like telling me something that makes me want to cry right away. I think it's like my trauma. And he goes, "Yes. We could also borrow you a tie." And my eyes started to well. And he looked at me like alarmed. And I said, "I have to go. I'm really embarrassed." And I walked out.
Oh my God!
Somebody from a colonial reenactment of the Titanic was like, "Get the fuck out of here."
It was filthy,
so
fucking
embarrassing.
unwashed, poor piece of shit.
You know what? I'll say this. Now that I own a motel and it's public information and everyone knows it, when I stay places, I'll always walk into like flowers with a card that says like, "We love you." That says like, "We love your motel. Hope you love ours." Like that kind of thing.
They step their pussy up hospitality-wise for you.
You know, I'll tell you this though. Once you buy a motel and everyone knows about it, whenever I go to motels now, they roll out the red carpet. I'm not joking. They always, there's a basket. This is the first motel I've been in where there wasn't a basket that says like, "We love your motel show. Hope you enjoy our suite." People are so much nicer to you because suddenly I'm like Gordon Ramsay.
Right.
Because I opened one motel.
Right.
Suddenly I'm Tabitha.
Maybe I should open up something.
My name's Tabitha. I'm taking over.
I should open up a coffee shop so that everywhere I go, there's an IV drip full of piping hot coffee going into all my orifices.
Worked at a tea shop, and my 2 secret lesbian manager bosses, secret lesbian, had a secret affair that they kept under wraps, except I sniffed it out because I'm who?
Did they whisper a lot?
Well, yeah. They thought I stole $2,000 in cash out of the thing, and I didn't do it. But then they made me the scapegoat. I then went on to work at the drugstore, from which I stole upwards of
So you got
18,000.
someone.
When I had the phone call with corporate, I also had this incredibly embarrassing rash all over my face that turned out to be psoriasis. And so I was sobbing in the parking lot of Boston Medical Center, covered in face lesions, on the phone, getting fired. I was afflicted with this flesh-eating rash-like thing on my face. And I was in the parking lot of the hospital crying because I just got fired from a job on the phone.
What job was that?
I worked at a tea shop, and then I got wrongly accused of stealing from a secret lesbian.
Stealing tea?
Money. Work. Then I went on to steal at my next job.
You both gave me a look when I said, have you ever stolen from the store?
Well, I ran the store and robbed it.
That's right. She ran a costume store and stole.
But I had a very fierce policy when it came to shoplifting. I will only steal from places I work at.
Okay.
But that was after being wrongly accused, which I really blame the system. Because I was wrongly accused and terminated and said, I'm going to get back.
I didn't steal this money. These secret lesbians did.
Yeah.
And they had a plot. I had just sold $1,400 worth of loose tea to some woman from Qatar, and I like.
But that was under the tea. That was black market.
Black market tea.
You were like, I didn't ring it up.
I put it in a trash bag.
Yeah, it was cash only. And what? They're leaves.
Those lesbians and secret lesbians.
I got falsely accused of stealing $2,000 and was fired.
The lesbian tea shop.
Absolutely. And then I went on to get revenge, just in general, by stealing tens of thousands of dollars of merchandise.
From a different store.
Different store, not related.
So
Mom and pop, actually.
So not a lot of revenge.
No, personal revenge.
Have you ever had people come to your stage door with about a dozen Funko Pops of you and say, can you sign these? I'm a big fan.
Oh, bitch. What about this? Did this happen to you on tour? Old men would show up at the stage door with like a box of my Funkos, and they would want me to sign all of them. They sell them. And I'll be like, oh, are you a big fan? And he'd be like, yeah, I couldn't get tickets.
I'm so embarrassed and so ashamed of myself that there was a cute boy. And after the 15th printed out headshot, I was like,
I would have ripped him up.
Something about this doesn't seem right. Something about this. Halfway through, I realized what was going on. Let me ask you this. Do you think I stopped?
I don't think you did.
I continued to inconvenience myself and everyone around me who was waiting for me to carry on. I said, no, this hot person needed something for free that will eventually cost me money. So I think we're going to take care of this.
There was a very gorgeous young man who waited outside the stage door, wanted me to sign something. Cut to 25 minutes later, after I've signed an entire stack of printed out 8x10s and a whole other bunch of shit.
Why didn't you detect that?
Because he was very attractive, and I didn't know that people did that.
There's a woman that comes in about halfway through, and she's dressed kind of like me, honestly, like black, red, and kind of slutty and cute. And she goes right to Trixie and she says, oh, I love your style. And then she like kind of cranes her neck towards me and she says, and I love your attitude.
My favorite one. We were in Milwaukee last year. We were at my bar. This is it for Pride. And thank you. And somebody came up and she said, Trixie, I love your style. And she turned to Katya and said, and I love your attitude.
I love your style and I love your attitude.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Did you know about this? No. Somebody said to me at a meet and greet in Milwaukee, I love your style. And they turned to Katya and said, and I love your attitude.
I would live for that.
It was hysterical. It was really, really funny.
We fell out.
Really,
we both
really
fell
funny.
out. Also, the time that I bombed at a stand-up show and someone said, I liked it.
Because one time someone's mom came up to me after a show and I had really bombed that night and she went, I liked it.
It was in Manchester, England, and I was walking through like the town square shopping center area, and
1881.
shopping for goods and sundries at the haberdashery, and a girl saw me from inside a store, and she did like. She screamed, ran out, charged me, grabbed onto my shoulders, and screamed into my face at like the loudest volume. My pussy with a rake mom. Yeah. And I had to say, please stop shouting. I'm embarrassed.
But when I was in Manchester 3 years ago, a girl saw me and she was in a store. I was on the street. She saw me. She bolted out, screaming at the top of her lungs, and then grabbed my neck and screamed into my face.
Girls, did I tell you about the person who chased me with dogs?
What?
I love Taco Bell.
Okay, I got to get into it. If you're goodness, do they make tacos without cheese? Because I don't like the cheese.
Yeah, they do. I love Taco Bell.
I've never had Taco Bell. Can you believe it?
I won't oversell it because it is the McDonald's of Mexican food.
Okay.
But if you want not Mexican food, the McDonald's version.
Yeah. Is there anything with cheese not on it?
Yeah, and you can change whatever you want.
Really?
You don't like cheese?
No.
Cheese, I can't fucking stand you.
You hate cheese?
I know, it's a controversial opinion.
I've been going to the same 24-hour fitness for 4 years. And everybody I know is like, oh yeah, I see people jerking off all the time. Am I blind? All I see is old white guys with tortilla skin walking around naked for too long. Who are just like...
Tortilla skin.
And it's
totally new.
I'm
just
right
all
here.
the time.
right here. I said, guys.
I went to 24-hour fitness for 3.5 years, and my friend told me that people are jerking off in there all the time. I went there for 4 years and never saw no one naked except those extremely old people whose skin looked like tortilla.
I'm right here.
You know
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm right here.
Back in Boston, I was in line at Dunkin' Donuts to get an iced coffee. And I was in back of a construction worker. And he had the fattest ass I've ever seen in my life, in real life, in person. I started having a full body reaction, almost like allergic in a good way. I started to get flushed.
Where'd you bury the body? Where did you bury the body?
Immediately.
The family wants to know. They just need closure.
People like a big butt.
I had to leave a line at Dunkin' Donuts because I got a boner from a construction worker's butt. I had to go home and jerk off and go get my coffee later.
Yeah.
That's a true fact.
We made out, and he had a blue beard, and the next day I woke up with blue paint on my butt.
A blue beard?
He had a blue beard.
Why?
Girl, ask him.
He came over and he had a blue beard and didn't tell me. And the next day I woke up with blue paint on my asshole.
Every time I try to have sex with Trixie, she shuts me down, and here's why. She wants to cuddle all night. Just put your teeth in. That's all I ask. She wants to cuddle, and I just want to pump your butt with my ding-a-ling. We were in bed, and I felt eyes on me, and I opened them, and she said, "You know I'm not going to go to sleep until you make out with me." One night, we're in my bedroom back in Boston. She and Courtney Act from season 6 were staying over. And I have one bed, small bed, and a couch. So I figured, let them stay in the bed, and I'll stay on the couch. No. Trixie insisted that we stay in the bed together. She and I conjoined our bodies into a hot tangle of friendship. Because when I tried to very nonchalantly stick my tongue down her throat, she... I think I recall her saying, maybe if you were younger.
One time I stayed with her in Boston. It was after I started my fitness journey. And I stayed with her in Boston and she hadn't seen me in a few months. And I slept in her bed and she tried to make out with me. I got in bed and it was like silent and Courtney Act was sleeping on a couch 4 feet away. And Katya gets this close to my face in bed and goes, I can't let you go to sleep without kissing you. And I did kiss her. And then it was weird for me, so we didn't go any further.
I have told this story before, and I will tell it again. There was one night where we were, I think it was me, you, and Courtney.
Yeah, Courtney Act was also there. If you're really into lesbian shit, it was all three of us.
We were all hanging out in my apartment in Boston, and then we were all going to bed, and then me and you were in my bed for some reason, and then I was like trying to do kissy stuff on you, and then I distinctly remember you saying, you're like, ugh. No, maybe if you were younger.
That's not what I said. That is not true.
That is absolutely
That could not have happened.
That happened, bitch. It fucking happened. Oh, boopity.
I was like, what? Maybe if you were 14, 15, we could have worked this out.
No, I don't believe that happened, but I did.
It did happen.
I remember one summer.
It scarred me.
There was the one summer where I got really ripped and really tan.
That never happened.
Yes, it did. Remember
Mama ripped?
Mary, that was the night you said, you know I can't let you go to sleep without making out with you.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
See?
And then you said, yeah, maybe I would if you were 10 years younger.
Do you like how we went from this never happened to a detailed synopsis of the night we made out?
This is the perfect example of a text I received from Trixie. So I haven't heard from her maybe a day. And then it said, can I ask you something important? First thing is like, okay, accountability, I need to be accountable for my actions, okay. And I said, shoot. She says, should I be doing porn? With a picture of herself, looking great.
Did I really?
Yes! I'll get a text at like 9 p.m. on a Friday night, and it's like, I have a serious question for you. And I'm like, and then a picture will come in and say, should I be doing porn? Or how in the hell could anyone ever take me?
And she'll send me a text that says, should I be doing porn?
Oh my
Or
God.
I'll FaceTime her and just
That
go,
is so
can I ask you a
funny.
question?
Yeah.
Who the fuck could ever? Who could ever even? Who could take me?
Iggy Azalea, friend of the show. She her first pet was named Iggy, and the street she grew up on was Azalea. That's how she got her stage
literally
name.
did that?
She literally
And
did.
it sounds so good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is, isn't it? Don't they say that's your porn name or your drag name?
Yeah. Street and pet.
What would your
Stripper
so?
name.
What would your porn or drag name be if we did the pet in the street?
Freddie Bergeron.
She got her stage name from, she did the drag queen thing of her pet in the street she grew up on. Her
Yes.
first animal was Iggy, and her street is Azalea, the street her family still lives on.
That's
Indeed.
great. That's really touching and
What
charming.
would your drag name have been?
It was pet,
and then your pig cock slave name. Your fucking pig cock slave name, honey. Shove that big fucking pig cock right in that hole, honey. Oh, honey, my hole.
It's like Chestnut Lassie.
Nico Bergeron.
Oh, sliding down the greasy pole.
Yeah, weird, right?
You look like a real person, but then your comedy is really funny. And I feel like I look funny, and then I'm terrible. So we relate in that way.
And she's beautiful, or she looks normal, but then it's hilarious. And I look funny, but then not at all. So, yeah.
One man had the gall to tell me after sex, when all the makeup was gone, that if he saw me on the street, he wouldn't be able to tell that I wasn't a woman.
After the makeup was off?
Like because all this came off on his ass.
I love you. He couldn't tell that you were a drag queen. He thought you'd be a woman.
It was very dim in my apartment. I mean, I've told you that men had the gall and audacity to say to my face that I was an unclockable woman in the light of day.
See, I'm all for compliments, but at that point,
We
it
gotta
feels
stick
like
to reality.
trolling.
No, it feels like, oh God, are you having a psychotic episode? Like, are you detached from
I
reality?
hope they were like, wow, I would never know you're not a woman.
To be fair, it was extraordinarily dim, and there was at least 8 feet of distance. But
a tea light candle
But that was
in the apartment next door.
But Mary, it was post-coitus where all of this was gone.
I hate when Uber drivers come on to me, which happens a lot in drag.
Really?
Oh my God, you've never been hit taxi drivers and
Well,
Uber
I have,
drivers?
but I look like a woman.
Me too. I was in a car on the way to a podcast here once, and this guy was driving. He kept looking at me. Before I got out of the cab, he said, "You're very beautiful," and I was like, "I know." And then he reached behind and ran his hand down my fishnetted Capizio industrial fishnetted leg.
Yeah.
In an Uber once, some guy looked over his shoulder at my legs in these exact tights and these short bedroom slippers, and said, "You're very beautiful." And he reached around and stroked my leg.
They
You look
do.
very beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
They'll take your hand and put it on their...
Oh, I was in an Uber once going to do a podcast, and he kept looking at me. He kept looking at me in the rear view, and at first I thought it was homophobia. And he reaches behind while he's driving and hand down the leg. He was disgusting. I was a little bit turned on by the feeling of being desired.
We had to do a full dress run through with no makeup and full costumes and wigs. And it was video feed, bitch. A huge screen projected in back of us of what we looked like.
And because we had corsets and body and wig on, we were like looking at the Jumbotron of us,
And
like,
like,
yeah,
oh, yes,
yes.
yes,
And then I
honey.
would turn around and it was like,
Walter Matthau.
Yeah, Marla Hooch.
And so we're in full drag with wigs, no makeup,
We have the full body on, the boobs, the corset, the cincher, the hips, the heels. It was Todrick. Nails, hair, hips, heels.
No makeup. I got a beard. I'm looking gaunt and sallow. I have no eyebrows. We look in the jumbotron, which we're getting because these are huge venues. We have a giant screen behind us, and I look over and I'm like,
yeah.
It's like from the back. I'm like, oh, cute body.
It was like we're in
fierce, and then you look over.
It was like face swap.
Gross.
The TV show Botched has asked me 3 times to come on the show to get more work done, to look more like I do in drag.
So
and they said they would pay for it.
So they would pay for a ceramic kabuki mask to be fused onto your skin.
I think they thought I had a bunch of work done because of my makeup. And so then they wanted to know if I wanted to get anything fixed.
When I first moved to Los Angeles, I was with my manager and we got a call in the car and it was like, because I got an email that was like, we have an exciting television opportunity for Trixie. And I was like, it's all fucking happening. So I get a call in the car. I'm in the car with my manager and she picks up the phone. She's like, yes, I do represent Trixie Mattel. Oh yes, TV show, which one is it? And then my manager on the phone grabs my leg and starts squeezing. And she's like,
It's Jeopardy.
we would not be interested at that time. It was fucking botched. They were like, what work has she done? Look at that face.
Plastic surgery
Because
makeover
they saw me in
show.
makeup and they were like, what she had done.
Oh,
They said
come
either,
on.
what does she have done? Or let's do an episode where we give her work to look more like Trixie Mattel.
What would you do?
Where on my forehead would you relocate my eyelid to?
Yeah, they'd have to turn you into a cubist painting.
Pretty much.
You'd have to be Picasso.
They would remove my head and just go, jack-o'-lantern.
Wow.
You look great.
I got to finally hand out Halloween candy at a house.
Okay, all right.
These kids don't dress up, mama.
Oh.
These kids are not dressed up. I'm not kidding. 9 out of 10 children were not in a costume.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Last Halloween, I was in Milwaukee during COVID, and I finally got to hand out candy.
Illegally?
No, they were doing candy, but it was masks on, kids coming to get the candy.
Oh, Halloween.
I sat on a porch at my lesbian Aunt Gooch's house. She played the Monster Mash, not to put the children of West Allis, Wisconsin on blast.
Were they greedy?
Costumes were less than desirable.
Oh my God. Talk about it.
A Pokemon hoodie is not a costume.
Mary, I lived in the ultimate trick-or-treating neighborhood. You could not come for this neighborhood. You could come to it and trick-or-treat in it, but that's it. It was like, we had talking pumpkins. There was the legendary house and it was a talking pumpkin. Mary, that pumpkin talked. She talked every year nonstop. You would ask questions, she would respond.
How does the pumpkin talk?
Still have no idea, and I don't want to learn because it was magic.
I would feel compelled to give the kids candy.
But there was a talking pumpkin in my neighborhood. No, there was somebody who had rigged up a whole audio thing where it was a talking pumpkin. You'd ask the question.
It was a trick.
What?
I'm concerned when you say things like there was a real talking pumpkin. I was with Courtney Act. It was Halloween, and first of all, I looked great. I was in this black bodysuit with purple hair. I looked stunning. We were walking back from the bar, and some guy yelled something, and I was just drunk and confident enough to respond and antagonize.
What did you say?
I said something about his mom. And Courtney grabbed me and was like, we're going.
Drunk straight guys will literally they'll come right up to your face and fuck with you.
Oh yeah.
You know?
In Ireland, I was in drag.
That's scary.
And I was
super scary.
I was kind of antagonizing. The straight guys yelled something and I didn't need to yell something back and I did. And Courtney Act was with me and she grabbed me and was like, okay, we're leaving.
Yeah.
Because I was like, they called me disgusting and I was like, that's not what your dad said last night. It was so lame. And it's like, I should have been beat up. I should have been beat up.
Just with a bad joke.
Full 6th grade burn. By the way, professional comedian. Well, you know what else? Your mom. Just terrible. And they said, you know what, we weren't going to beat the shit out of you, but that punchline sucks.
Yeah.
Yes, you deserve it.
2021 Grand Slam. It's this woman, what's her name?
Naomi Osaka?
Naomi Osaka. Yeah. And Serena Williams. And she had to forfeit the game.
There was a dude.
And Naomi Osaka had to accept the award while the
in
audience
the shadow of
booed.
that. Yeah,
the audience booed. And Serena had to go, I know this isn't the way everyone wanted to go down, but please no more booing. This is her moment.
Yeah.
And Serena Williams got disqualified for talking back to the referee.
Yes.
And so by default, the world watched Osaka win without really beating.
Yeah. By technicality.
Although it could be argued, such a fabulous athlete could have beat Serena. Absolutely. It could have gone the same way.
Yeah.
And so we had to watch her receive her world title while she cried and the audience booed. And I'm gonna be honest, it gave me All Stars 3 flashbacks.
Really?
Because
Oh,
people were
yeah.
so mad about Shangela that everyone was like, how are you holding up? And I'm like, I'm good. My dream came true. How are you?
I was crossing Halstead across from Roscoe's, and this guy was jaywalking, and he's like, "Oh, it's a night I won Drag Race." And he's like, "Can I have a picture?" And I go, I was like, "Not right now." And we're literally jaywalking to get to an Uber, and he took it anyway. And I remember the impulse was to grab the phone and smash.
I was walking my Uber, and this guy was like, "Can I get a picture?" And I'm in the middle of the street. I was like, "Oh no, I gotta get my Uber." I turned on the picture, so he tried to take it anyway.
Okay.
Which sends me from 0 to 60.
Really?
If I say no to a picture and you try to take it anyway, I'll smash your phone. Leah Remini, I heard a podcast with her talking to RuPaul, and she was like, would you rather be rich or famous? And she said what I think, which is no amount of money compares to the look on someone's face when they love your work and you're famous to them.
Do you care more about being rich or famous?
Rich, absolutely. What about you?
Famous, 100%. But with legs like mine, how long could I stay not famous? I was listening to an interview with Leah Remini, and they asked her that question, and she was like, famous, because when you walk into a room and you're rich, no one cares. When you walk into a room and you're famous, the look on people's faces is priceless.
Yeah.
I'm living check to check, and then maybe 1 or 2 days out of the week, I have no money. I've had to choose between cigarettes and food, and
I'm gonna guess
spoiler
you choose
alert,
cigarettes.
Yeah. I've exchanged CDs at the local music store for cash.
Nobody does that anymore.
Nobody does that anymore. Does anybody know what a CD is?
You can go in there like, I have this file on my iPod. Can I just get a scoop of refried beans?
I have this USB stick with a lot of great tunes on it.
With a lot of great drag mixes.
Yeah.
Can I just get a stick of gum?
I had a $5 bill, and I was saying, do I want to get lunch or do I want to get a pack of Marlboros and a nice coffee?
I'm gonna guess what you picked.
I don't know about you. Did you ever collect movies and CDs? Did you ever have those binders?
CDs, yes. CDs, yes.
You still got them?
No, I sold them all for cigarette money in college.
Work.
Yeah.
I mean,
desperate.
There really is no point in having a CD disc.
Well, this was back when I still used them. So it was a little sad. It was like, do you know what I mean? It was like sad. It was sad.
It's a life without music or a life without cigarettes.
Oh, no contest.
You made the call.
No contest. Because I can sing.
To yourself, right.
But I can't,
do a
smoke out of
movie.
nothing.
Oh, yeah, you can't smoke out of nothing.
Cut to a few days ago. I literally, in a wild summer moonlit craze, was shirtless, hair draggly, screaming at her with a cigarette.
She's standing over me with a cigarette, the moon behind her, yelling at me about how in dance and music, it's all mathematical.
Which is true. Which is true.
That's me, I'm her. It's all math. Dancing is all math. Music is math.
Oh, bleary-eyed.
Just screaming at me.
And I remember, remember when I was screaming at you in the moonlight in P-Town? Remember?
Yes, I remember you were saying that you loved music because it's all about numbers.
Numbers. Bleary-eyed, bleary-eyed, shirtless in the moonlight.
I like when in music videos when the people in the booth are like just pushing buttons up and down the whole time that they're singing a ballad.
Well, they act like it's the slay button.
It's
when in
not
fact
the slay button.
It's volume levels and like sound levels, but they act like, oh, this is getting juicy.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, here it goes. And also, you wouldn't. I mean, I'm not a sound engineer, but correct me if I'm wrong. You wouldn't be like buttons wouldn't be present. Like you wouldn't be moving dials during the song.
No, you really wouldn't.
Every single movie that involves a recording studio is that close up on the board in the hand and then just the.
You also wouldn't, in the middle of a song, turn something up that much.
It's like.
What about like Joan Jett?
Oh, I saw her when I was 16. I was at a Pride festival and I was in a sea of lesbians. And she's, 65 in patent leather with a corset with paper white skin.
Wow.
Singing this song Fetish. And then the interpreter is having to interpret all these pornographic lyrics.
Oh, that's
and she's humping him and rubbing her crotch. And I was just like,
What?
My first Pride, I was 16 years old and my lesbian aunt took me to Milwaukee Pride, one of the best prides in the world. And I got to see Joan Jett live in concert, and I remember standing in a sea of lesbians singing I Love Rock and Roll, while Joan Jett, who was 60 at the time, was in leather pants and a corset, doing like this to the audience. And I remember being like, I'm not sure if I'm gay, but I know I'm a lesbian. Like, I felt so at home with the lesbians and Joan Jett. And then there was an interpreter, because it's always very inclusive, and it's like, an act singing about some explicit sexual act, and then some interpreter whose job is to sign the words like, lick my stuff, and you're like, Pride.
I love that.
When I got to Sweden last week, somebody at the airport met me in a gig. I went, welcome home. And I said, thank you, thank you. Did I tell you that when I got to the Swedish airport on this trip with my band, a gay guy came up to me at luggage and said, welcome home. And I said, thank you so much. Hello to the Swedish people.
She sent a postcard that said, all it said was, I am eating and drinking. I thought that was so funny. And then and then Harry, isn't that funny? From a postcard from the Caribbean that said, I am eating and drinking, Karen. Not love Karen, it was so funny.
We got one postcard from her. It said, hi, I'm eating and drinking.
I went to Memphis for one day and came back with a Southern accent. I don't even think it maybe like 16 hours.
I had the time of my life in Memphis.
Really?
Absolutely. And I stayed there for 3 days. I left with an accent.
I love when people go somewhere for 5 seconds and come home with an accent.
I could see myself getting annoying and I couldn't stop.
So I heard this thing and I've been doing it for 2 weeks, so obviously it's true. It's light. You have to go out. I get up really early, probably 6:30 or 7.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Even if it's 6:30?
Yeah, since I've been back from Mexico. Yeah, 6:37.
What are you doing at 6?
I'll tell you. I go right outside and I stare at the sky.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm sleeping.
Okay.
I sleep standing up.
Work.
Okay, it's 6:02. Okay.
I get out of bed.
It's the sun.
The sky.
Okay.
This rising sun in the sky.
We've done this, Joe.
Again. I was just talking about this.
I'm just telling you. I know.
I was just talking about this.
But
we've run out of information.
I think I should go home. I think I gotta go home.
150 episodes in. Now let's stop repeating stories.
I lived across the street from a pregnant woman who was naked 24/7. And she was just doing every pregnant thing totally nude. I think it's wonderful. No curtains, mama. No curtains.
I lived in a loft downtown for just like a month. And my neighbor was apparently a nudist. All windows open, windows up, no curtains drawn, butt naked the whole time. She had a beautiful, incredible body. Long hair.
If you're naked at home, are you a nudist or are people spying in your windows?
No.
Does being naked at home make you a nudist?
Well, she doesn't mind it, let's just say.
Yeah. Well, when I was on tour with Fina, she got me turned on to the Gold Bond medicated powder. And she said she had me put it in my tucking panties for my quote unquote what's gone sour.
I just told someone the story about the flouring your chicken.
Oh yeah. I would stand there in my dressing room with the door open, just to make sure everyone could see me, and I would say, I'm gonna flour my chicken now, and I would dump it on my long pubes. And just
I thought you were gonna say something else.
Dump so much powder on the
just
dick.
and wiggle it around.
And wiggle it around, rubbing it on my butt naked.
Yeah.
And Fina and Brandon, my opener, would be like, just stop. Fina used to watch me use the Gold Bond powder. I would stand there nude, and I would shake it all like Parmesan cheese on a chicken wing. Oh yeah, and I would be completely naked. And I get the medicated kind, the spicy kind.
Yeah, the spicy
kind.
The sriracha.
The amount of powder I would put up my hole.
It was like
a
fried dough with all that confectioner's sugar at the fair.
100%.
Yeah.
I would basically do a booty bump of Gold Bond. Hey, butt chugging?
Butt chugging.
Oh my God.
Chug-a-lug.
I know a guy
Chug-a-lug.
who soaked a tampon in Stoli vodka and put it up his butt and got a chemical burn.
Yeah, that's not good.
You know what the 40s is? It's a tube.
A feeding tube?
From the box.
Enema.
My ass.
Enema. I had a friend who did a tampon soaked in Sky vodka and he got a chemical burn.
Yes, that's not the one.
I have a friend who lost his virginity using Gatorade as lubricant in the parking lot.
I'm done.
I have a friend who lost his virginity in the back of a car in a Pride festival using Gatorade as lubricant.
No. You like that electrolyte, pussy bitch? I left a wet spot.
But get this, I lost my virginity, top bunk, 18 years old in my dorm room with my first boyfriend who I loved, listening to Dashboard Confessional.
Aww. That's so romantic.
Did you know I'm Caucasian? Now you know. Now you know. I lost my virginity on the top bunk in my dorm room at 18 listening to Dashboard Confessional because I'm what? White.
Do you believe in milk and cookies?
For Santa?
No, just in general.
Oh.
My favorite Gia moment by far. We were in a cab in Brazil, performing together. Everything was quiet. She turns over to me and she says, Katya, do you believe in milk and cookies?
What? And I
I never forget it for as long
Did you
as
say,
I live.
"No, thank
I
you,
was like-
weirdo"?
I was like, oh, it wasn't
You pulled it out of your
Christmas.
purse, though, probably.
It was so.
Actually.
I mean, I like people know the milk and cookies thing.
Tell again, please.
Unprovoked. We were in a cab in Brazil, and just me, her, and Laganja just going God knows where, probably get lunch. And she just turns to me and she says, Katya, do you believe in milk and cookies? I was like, what does it mean? I don't know. Santa Claus? I don't know. We're not talking about Christmas.
What about this? I gotta tell you this. Speaking of Christmas, I used to go sledding, and my whole neighborhood, I didn't have a neighborhood, but for miles around it was all homeschool kids. For sledding, I think probably the best sleds are like inflatable ones, you know what I mean, like tubes.
Yeah.
These homeschool kids not only were in like buttoned up shirts with floor-length dresses, looking like Annie Wilkes, they also were on old school oaky smoky wooden toboggan sleds.
Toboggans!
With like sharpened blades. I'm like, that is a murder weapon.
The sledding. I used to go sledding with the homeschool kids.
Oh, yeah.
It was the very religious homeschool kids. They'd be sledding in floor-length skirts, and I'm like, this is crazy. Y'all are Sarah plain and tall. It is December. Can we get some leggings from Mary Sue and Phineas?
Oh, this is outdoorsy, kinda. I thought I told you we had to go scorpion hunting with golf clubs.
What?
In Arizona, you gotta do that because you gotta check the perimeter of your house because as it gets cold, they migrate towards warmth.
Did you see some?
Oh, we should. I killed one with a golf club.
That is terrifying. Aren't they fast?
No, they're just literally just sitting there.
I thought scorpions were kind of gross, but now I love them.
I've killed one with a golf club.
My family, my immediate family, and I have this like sort of jokey understanding that, when our minds go, just push us off a cliff. Just take us out to lunch and push us right off a cliff.
Do you guys want to sit inside or outside? Outside, cliffside.
Yeah,
Cliffside.
Cliffside. Ah! Go to lunch in Malibu and
Once we get a real clear indication that it's a wrap, you just roll me right off the edge of a cliff.
Midsummer.
Yes,
Literally
But I'm talking
midsummer.
I want real height. You're not gonna whack me with the mallet because it's gonna work the first time.
Dementia. That's why it's important. When my parents and I have talked about this, my whole immediate family, we've all come to it. We have it. We're on the level.
Yeah.
Once it is apparent that our brains have become mushy bananas, we roll off the cliff.
go to lunch in Malibu and
Give me some G, give me too much G, dip me in honey and throw me to the lezies. Just let them have me. Well, all my retirement stuff, there's a benefactor.
Who's that?
My brother.
Your brother, who's the lawyer.
And by the way, I love family. If you're watching this, put the dried up tissues in your hand in your ears and don't listen to this.
Yeah.
I can't trust my family to fall into money. Do you know what happens to hillbillies when they fall into money?
Yes,
they fall into a hole.
It's a similar thing when drug addicts fall into some money.
You can't give it to them all at once because they'll go crazy.
Right.
Do you have a will?
Yeah.
You do? Where did you write it? On the
I think
computer?
my brother made it.
Because he's a lawyer.
Yeah, and he's the one that I love my mom. I love my sisters.
Yeah,
I don't trust those bitches with money.
No,
I trust my brother with the money.
Yeah.
I'm like, I told him, like, I'll let you pretty much have everything, but you need to like slowly disperse to the rest of the family over time. Because if you give it to them all at once, they're gonna get Corvettes and live in the street or something. Like they're not responsible.
Right. Yeah.
So
that's cool. Is it like is it?
I'll read it to you.
I know. I think I have one too. I wrote it on my notes app on the bus because I was like, oh, there is a.
You really think that bus is gonna kill you?
I don't think I'm not dramatic. I'm not dramatic. I'm not going to anthropomorphize the bus and turn it into a murderer.
Final destination.
But I do feel that it's more than, there's a decent possibility that we will die on the bus.
I've just learned that having a will, your last will and testament in your notes app is not a legally binding document.
It has to be handwritten or signed.
It has to be handwritten. It has to be notarized. And I think a lawyer has to handle it. Yeah. But anyways, do you have a will?
I have all my retirement accounts have a name for a benefactor.
Okay.
But if I died, what's in my bank account? I don't know who it would go to.
Okay.
My house, I don't know who it would go to.
Right.
Houses, sorry. I do have 4. I technically have 4.
Holy shit, who are you?
Well, I don't know. I'm me. I'm me. I'm just me.
Trixie, one of the queens
Mattel, right.
Trixie Mattel.
Uh-huh.
I mean, Trixie Mattel is so rich now. She is so rich. She's got TV specials and albums and
ornaments.
Ornaments.
Well, some of the people listening might know us from the New York Times bestseller list. And in that book we wrote, Trixie and Katya's Guide to Modern Womanhood, now available everywhere, there's a part where you mention your relationship with hygiene, which I think counts as beauty.
Absolutely.
Hygiene.
Yeah.
And somebody had to tell you smell.
They had to tell me to my face in the bed.
You didn't say it was me in the book, but it was.
He told me but guess what? I had the audacity to invite this man into my bed for a sexual purpose.
Yeah.
And a sexual purpose that involved oral sex of some kind or another. You can imagine, connect the dots.
Yeah.
And I allowed him to enter my cave with it being filled with corpses.
I've been on the receiving end of that talk.
You've been the smelly girl?
Yeah, I was. No, even worse, the smelly person.
The smelly man.
I let some guy go diving deep in my little
Wait a minute.
And
Was
he
this
said,
drag sex? And he goes, you
no,
smell?
this is regular boy sex. And he said, this is what he said. Listen, I love stank, don't get me wrong, but you are a bridge too far. You smell like, and I'm here for you. Let's figure this out. And I said, what? I gave him the silent treatment. We got pulled pork sandwiches and I dumped him.
Because he told you smelled?
It was so, I
what
was
is
so
he
offended.
supposed to do? Suck your filthy little...
Wear deodorant. Wash your drag and wear deodorant.
Yes, you have to try to do that. You have to try to do that.
Every drag queen who's ever smelled, I remember who she was and what she smelled like. Oh, her cat piss. Oh, her mothballs. Oh, her marijuana. Everyone. I can tell you who everyone smells like.
Other than cigarettes, do I smell really bad?
No, you smell like Tom Ford.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, have you ever worked at a drag show where like the show director has to hang like a PSA that's like, Queens, please keep your stanky stank to a low level or you will be asked to not perform in the show. Because I've worked with queens who smell like cat pee, mothballs.
You ever gone into the shower with a wig and put a hairnet on?
Oh, girl.
Have you really?
Have you taken this shower in drag?
Oh, I sure have.
Oh, yeah.
But no, this is the funny thing. I would go in the shower and I would put my wig up into, like in a banana clip or whatever. And then I realized it wasn't glued down. I could have just taken it off. But I felt like a girl.
Completely!
Well, you and I have both talked about sometimes we've done the neck down the neck down drag shower, and you do it with the wig clipped up.
Listen. So this is to be like. This is when I knew I was a little bit different. So I get into the shower, I put the wig up.
In like like an alligator clip?
In a claw clip. Now, this is before lace fronts. This is a $35 wig
that can
easily be snatched. That can easily, with one pinky, just snatched right on, put on a hanger. This is not a unit that is glued to my head at all. This is a shitty Shingo wig that is about to get cum in it. That I keep on. I go to great lengths to clip, sometimes a scrunchie, and a clip in the back to keep it off the nape of my neck. And I get in the shower and I feel like Kate Moss.
I have a wig from 3 years ago at DragCon LA that was $800.
Is that the 7 wigs?
It's that massive.
Yeah.
Cut to a picture now.
How did you do that all day?
You notice I'm not smiling at any of the pictures?
Yeah, you're literally wanting
it. Gave me such a bad migraine that I went to the bathroom and threw up. Wow. Oh, how can we forget it? My wig, that huge wig.
7 wigs.
7 wigs. It was this big. Roll the tapes. Show the picture. Cut to a picture now. It hurt so bad. It was so heavy and had on so long that I got a horrible migraine, went to the bathroom at DragCon and puked.
That's a bad sign.
When I worked at a bar a long time ago.
Do you have footage?
We had footage.
Yeah, as long as you have footage.
We had footage of a girl passed out drunk in the dressing room, a drag queen, and then when everyone left, she got up, not drunk at all, took a bunch of stuff and went back to fake drunk.
Scooby-Doo!
Yeah.
Shit.
I worked at a bar in Wisconsin. There was a girl who pretended to be drunk, passed out, and they have her on camera. When anyone left the room, she sat up, went around and collected money out of people's purses and went back to fake sleep. What have you done at a drag show you're not proud of?
Oh God, how much time do we have? From the top down, wigs to shoes have broken or fallen off. So I was performing at a nightclub in Boston. I ended my number and was just writhing around on stage. I did a leg kick. My shoe flew off, and the heel hit somebody right in the eyeball. Did I tell you about the time I whacked a girl in the eye with a heel? I kicked my foot, in the eye.
In the ball? At the ball?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, did she get hurt?
Mm-hmm.
She lived to the hospital?
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel bad?
No. Yeah, I did. I felt terrible.
Did you see her again?
No. Well, I saw her. She didn't see me. Hey, oppa! Come on down to the Olive Garden.
Wait a minute. Did I already talk about this? Did I tell you?
Probably. Do it again, though. I probably forgot.
Oh, bitch, do it again.
Do it again.